back to it. What is up?
Hey guys, welcome.
Hey guys.
It's your boys here.
Yeah,
Who are you?
I'm Boink.
We got
Matt.
Boink. And we got who's this guy? We got Rawkus. It says right there. So
This is what it says.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see the names on the screen.
oh yeah, look at that.
That's the first thing I saw.
I wasn't looking at that.
It's pretty exciting stuff. So today we're gonna be doing some commentary over the match, playing against the Dallas Fuel as usual. The classic rivalry. You know how it is. It's always exciting. So. Just wanted to give a shout out to GameStop too. Special thanks to them for sponsoring our watch party today against the Fuel. So, you know, we got all kinds of names up there in GameStop. It's our boys. I think just waiting for the match to start. We'll get into it. For now, how are things with you, Rawkus?
I'm good. I'm
doing
just
good?
relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just chilling. We're in the lounge right now. hanging
It'd be
out.
funny because like I expected the match to be on by the time it
I
started.
know.
So now I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, yeah. Talk about some stuff. I'm like, all right, what are we talking about now? We're gonna talk about the match.
Well, how do you think the match is going to go, Rawkus?
The problem is that
It has to go.
Vancouver was a little bit.
Yeah.
You know how it
I
is.
mean, the match has to go in favor of us, right? I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
As it did in the past, you know, when
Not this past year.
Lifetime record.
When we played, we never lost them.
we don't lose to Dallas.
Yeah, maybe we need to
Except the one time.
play. Maybe if we both went up there, we'd win.
I said I'm game ready.
He has his jersey on and everything.
He doesn't have a
Sign
jersey
right
on. He never wears his jersey.
I don't like.
I don't know what the
I
problem
think
is.
that's superstition. Like I have superstitious. Like
How do you have
That sounds like a good excuse to not wear your jersey, honestly.
I just like.
But you wear your jersey every single match for like 50 years straight.
Because I've lost more in that jersey than I've won in it, so I'd rather wear something else.
Yeah, no
It's
one
in
way to
my
fix
brain.
that is to wear the jersey.
That's true. That's true, but I can't fix it. It's too far gone now. So I wear this.
Have you guys tried the hometown twisters?
I have. They're
I
good.
haven't.
Try one right now.
I'm not gonna
I'll
try
try
it
one
because I've
right
already
now.
tried. I made a lot
What
of
do you
videos.
think? What do you think of the hometown
They're really
twisters?
They're really good, actually.
Really
Very
good?
vanilla-y, yeah.
I ate so much already, actually.
It says it's cinnamon spice cookie with a sweet cream cheese flavored filling. Is that right?
That's a good, accurate description.
Oh wow!
Wow, I'm impressed, actually.
Look at this nice little design on it too. We got what's that? You know what that is?
I have no idea what that's corn,
A
right?
piece of corn.
Oh, it's corn on the cob. I've never seen that. It looked like something else.
Like what? Like a spaceship.
Yeah, it looked like a spaceship. That's what I was like first looking at. I wish I actually didn't eat before this. I'm so full and I'm looking at all this and I want to eat it.
Those are
You
really
eat your
good.
hometown twister.
There's no way.
Those
Yeah,
are
My
good.
stomach hurts so bad right now. I ate way too much.
Too bad.
There's no too bad.
You have to eat your twister.
No. Oh,
When's the match? Hold on.
that is a good question. When is the match? Because all I
Yeah.
see is me. What are we supposed to be looking at? Is there going to be a match or are we going to be
We can commentate this. So we got a hat. Rock has a hat on.
I do have a hat on.
Well, Dream's in the other room. We have that one.
Oh, yeah.
So we know as long as he's
Oh, I
in
need
there,
to-
the match isn't ready to start.
That's true. Oh, God.
Oh,
what happened?
No, not your HEB hometown twisters.
What did you just drop?
My Samsung phone.
Oh,
Ah.
not your Samsung phone.
They're so nice to give us brand new phones.
Samsung phone. Indestructible. And if it fell, it didn't matter.
It didn't
It
matter.
fell, it didn't
No
matter.
case, no problem. Apparently.
Wait, what?
No case, no
Why don't you have a
problem.
case?
So that you can see the beautiful finish on the back.
In the
I don't
Samsung.
use a case because I like the feel.
You like it?
Like the feel of it.
I've actually always wanted to like use my
It's
phone.
like-
So it's funny. Every time I buy my phone, like no matter what, I always want to feel like the natural feel of it, and then I never do. I put it in a case, I never feel it, and then I take it out. I'm like, this feels so nice. Why don't I do it? And then
I feel like
And then it breaks.
I
Yeah,
feel like
exactly.
Yeah.
they make these phones look so nice in the back, like with the different colors and
Yeah.
like the different feeling, like the glass background or whatever it might be,
Yeah.
and then just cover with a case.
Well, it's because people drop it.
Like
It makes
that.
sense.
I never dropped.
They should make
I
indestructible.
never dropped my
But this-
phone.
but
Just
this-
the guy
this
who
one-
dropped his
this
phone.
one-
I've never dropped my phone before.
This one he says
Until
indestructible.
now.
Remember that
First
time when?
for everyone.
Remember that time when was it? It was like it was a contend. Wait, you weren't there. You were there.
Oh
Oh no, not
Were you
there.
No,
No, he wasn't.
I've heard about this story a
At-
hundred times.
Yes.
It was by the
KBB.
KBBQ place, right?
Yeah.
We went and we had dinner
Glendale.
in KBBQ, and afterwards, we were just hanging out waiting for our Ubers or something. And Muma had his
Yeah.
phone out, and he dropped it, and he went to catch it, but
With-
somehow
He
it
catched
landed
it with his
It
foot.
landed on his foot, and he punted it across the map, basically.
Across the map.
Across the map.
IRL.
It didn't even break with the Samsung phone. So I mean,
That's why it didn't break?
Yeah. It was,
Impressive,
it was on
actually.
concrete.
Or was his kick weak?
What?
Or was his kick weak?
It was not a weak kick.
It was a full
Zuma
swing.
does not have weak kicks.
Okay. Guy kicks hard.
Get something straight.
He does.
Alright, so
It looks like we're
getting ready.
I know,
to
but
go
we're
live.
getting some questions from production here.
Okay.
Number one question: what is your favorite HEB product? Boink. People want to know.
The HEB products. I mean, I always sell
There's a
out
lot.
for the homemade meals or like ready to go meals that you put in the oven. Like those are.
What do you like about
delicious.
them?
It's just really easy dinner. A lot of different foods, a lot of different options. You just put it in the oven, cook it up, and then it's very simple from there. It
Sounds
tastes really good too.
really great from the way you're describing
It is.
What's your favorite one from those? They have a huge selection, is that right?
Yeah, they have.
Would
like,
you say they
they
have a
have
huge
a lot.
selection?
They have a lot of different options. They have like different types of potatoes.
We got
Cooked in different ways.
potatoes. What else?
I like the enchiladas. a lot.
Enchiladas.
Those are really good. Actually.
Yeah, all the enchiladas.
That's
Yeah,
all you
yeah,
need.
yeah.
You got potatoes, enchiladas, the food groups.
The enchiladas they have like different flavors too. They have vegetarian options for them, and then they have
That's for
different
Rawkus.
meat.
You were a vegetarian, right?
I was a pescatarian, and then I was
a pescatarian.
and then I
Tell us
became.
about that.
I just ate fish. I loved fish. Like I lived in LA, so it was really like fish was like really accessible. Like every restaurant had like a fish option. It's like a lot harder here. I feel like to be a pescatarian because there's like a lot of beef and stuff like that. But there was a lot of options to like eat pescatarian, not vegetarian, and it was like I don't know. I liked it a lot actually. Probably the best I've ever ate. Like health-wise.
I mean, you ate the same raw fish. for
yeah, I ate poke.
weeks.
I ate poke like every day.
Yeah.
Literally every day. Every single day I brought in poke,
Yeah.
and then
I don't know if does
Breaks
that
the
count
bank,
as being a pescatarian or is it just you're a poketarian?
I mean it could be. I ate salmon. I ate salmon and tuna every day. So.
Yeah.
What's your favorite meal from HEB?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. There's just so many. I mean, I'm at HEB every day
I could
can.
I could easily tell
I
you.
just hang out there really because
You hang out?
you got
They have a really
you
good
got so
environment
much to
there,
do.
you know?
Chill.
It's homey. They come
You
in.
found
They
you
wel-
found-
they welcome you. You feel really relaxed in HEB. But personally, I'm a big fan. Hometown twisters.
Those
I
are
like
really
Of the
good.
hometown twisters.
cinnamon spice cookies.
They're
the
really
sweet
good.
cream cheese filling.
It's funny because like our HEB, there's two butchers that like know who we are, like me and Blase. So like we go in there, like they know, like they watch over us.
Yeah, I mean, when we did that commercial with them, with you,
Yeah.
the guy that we had one of the HEB employee was in that commercial too, and he was not sure if people are familiar with it, but we were doing like a mock curbside pickup type of thing, and that guy was actually a fan of the Outlaws too. So I mean,
See?
yeah.
Really cool.
I think off topic of that, I think my favorite thing from like HEB is actually like HEB sushi. It's just like actually like
Their sushi's
there's actually like a
really
lot
Yeah.
of there's a lot of like places that don't have like good sushi. Like HEB sushi is actually like
good. This
really
guy's he's
good.
a pescatarian too, so I mean,
Yeah.
you can't get.
No, the sushi's actually like really good
He
quality.
had
It's, like,
sushi in
surprising.
LA.
Usually, like you don't get good quality sushi unless you go to like an actual place to get sushi. Like HEB has a really good sushi actually, so I actually probably get like one thing every other day at least. So.
I mean, you can tell that. They make it fresh, and
Yeah, it's fresh every
they
day.
put a lot of effort into it, really.
Yeah. And like the meals also are like so easily accessible. Like it's like little. It's like there's like no cleanup because you just grab one of the pre-made meals and then you put it into the oven. And, like it's already in the cooking tray.
Yep.
And then you eat it in the cooking tray and then you throw it out. It's done.
HEB is cheap too.
Yeah.
You know, when,
Yeah.
when we were living in LA and we heard that we were going to work with HEB, we didn't know about what HEB was.
No,
Yeah,
we first came to see the HEB.
we
in
were
Dallas.
we were ignorant to the greater world. We were living on our own bubble, and so we didn't.
True.
We had to be educated, and we were thankful that we were because we learned that their products are cheap. Their generic brand is better than like competing brands that are more expensive, and I mean it's a great place to
Yeah,
shop.
so like I never even heard of the HEB before. Like we got this one, like you were mentioning, and then
Yeah.
like I remember they like did a tour. We did like a tour of HEB last year with the manager, and he was like, "Try all this HEB products." I'm like, "Why is this guy so obsessed with all their products?" And he was like telling me how good they were compared to like
Yeah.
the normal
Right.
like actual products. I'm not gonna name any.
I feel bad for the greater part of the country that doesn't have access to HEB. Honestly.
True. Wish they would expand a little bit
Right.
just because
But I mean,
everyone
I
deserves
think
to go
they
to
get to
HEB
keep that
once.
level of quality because they're
That's
just
true.
centralized here, so they can focus on
No, that actually makes sense.
right. So
Yeah.
Make
sure
it's
everyone-
good and bad in
Yeah.
a way.
True.
Good for us though. So we get
I
some,
mean, hey, as
we
long
get
as
the
I go to
hometown
HEB,
twisters.
I'll take
As
it.
long as I got my hometown twister, that's all I.
That's
need.
all I need. Exactly.
The only thing I need ever is coffee. That's all I want.
What do you think of HEB's coffee? Have you
Never
tried it?
Never tried HEB's coffee.
I've
I'm
tried
very, very particular with coffee. Like I'm very picky. I like that's just me as a person. It's not like anything personal. I just like I already have had things.
Just me as a person, but it's not personal. basically.
It's personal for me, but not personal against them. I have nothing against it. It's just like I haven't tried it, and I found something that I liked. So until I dislike it, I'm not gonna try it next, right? So,
So
like,
you're just
good.
You
I
have
just
a
think-
routine.
I have like a specific routine, and I stick to it. So like I just like it. But like if I change it up, I'm definitely gonna try other things. Like right now, I just found something that's like my favorite by far. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we love HEV. That's about it. We can't really
sell out, but not really trying to sell out. It's like-
regardless, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a question. So how do you guys prepare for a match? You know, like an owl match. It can be back to like a LAN format or online format, different environment. Obviously, it's like a match in general.
And the first thing you look at is your opponent, obviously. You want to know their strengths and weaknesses, and then you want to plan your game plan around that. Obviously, you want to play to your strengths, but if you have something that's like 95% good and you have a 90% good, and they're really good against a 95, but really bad against a 90, you might pick the 90. Even though it's something you're worse at, it's a better matchup overall. So we'll have to see. I got a little distracted by. I think there's a clown or something out there, so we'll have to see. You know, PMA attitude for.
So what about you specifically? That's kind of like
It's like a general guideline. You just try to make sure your mechanics are up to par as much as possible.
Do you have any like type of like a warm up that you like kind of tailored to you?
I mean, I do the Chateau deathmatch. I find that a lot of fun. It's classic. Saw Blase in it earlier today, so he obviously
a lot of people prefer that.
For it too.
Yeah, a lot of people prefer like just doing like free for alls, like warming up your mechanics, like
yeah,
like playing against actual people. Just like even if they're good or bad, doesn't matter. It's just like getting the movement stuff down is like really important.
Well, you get more of a mechanics test and like you practice your mechanics more in a mode like that versus like an actual ranked match where it's a lot about the other things that Overwatch excels.
A lot of the times, like in a ranked, when you're playing, it's like you're focused less on mechanics and focusing on how to win. Like you can win without actually using the mechanics by just like calling and taking advantage of like certain weaknesses. So like a lot of the times you don't have to like only rely on that. And when like you do like Chateau, like free for all is like you're only relying on like killing other people. So it's like mechanics specifically.
Yeah, I mean all that stuff's true. Another thing is I think just like your general health and state is really important too. You know, like really getting a good night's sleep, I found was really a big factor in how well you do anything. Like so it's like your cognitive ability the next day. It's how you play is that dictates how you play. So
I think for me, like the biggest thing that I found before matches is like I have trouble sleeping as it is.
Too.
Yeah, like especially before matches, like you get in your own head, and you think a lot. So like I take sleep aids and stuff like that to like fall asleep. Like I wake up and I feel like good. Like otherwise I'd be like I'm pushing like maybe 7 hours of sleep on like match day. Like that's like the worst thing you could do. And I think I found that after like a year that you need to like really feel like after our first year we didn't really respect sleep.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that's like you want to sleep more, but how do you control how much you sleep?
Because you also need to practice too.
You want to sleep, but like it feels like when you want to sleep, you just can't sleep.
And then you have anxiety, the fact that you're not falling asleep, and you know you should be falling asleep, which makes you stay up more.
Yeah.
And it just like
vicious cycle, negative feedback loop.
For sure.
Yeah.
So definitely sleeping for me, and the biggest thing is that like
eating healthy food.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that like
caffeine. I mean, we're all like, a lot of players are like caffeine addicts.
Yeah, I'm addicted to coffee, like I mentioned before. But like I tried to not eat like a big meal before I play, because like eating a lot before you play like actually makes you slower and like makes you like feel slower. Makes you like feel like lethargic and like tired and like all that. But it's just not. I like eat fruits specifically, like anything that's really light with the coffee.
You have to make sure you're not hungry, and that's it.
Like, as
long as you're not hungry.
As long as something's in your stomach, like you're gonna be good.
Yeah, makes sense. So, wonder how this match is going. It feels like it should have started.
It definitely. I can see it hasn't started because he's typing in Discord.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're about to be on. We're gonna be on schedule, I think, at this point. So.
Okay.
I mean, that's not too bad. I think just the previous match started a little early, or ended a little early. I mean.
Yeah, and we just expected this to start.
Here's a good question. What was your favorite meta?
So
going all the way back to like day one.
I mean, No Hero Limit was fun, but it wasn't fun as a competition.
It wasn't fun. I don't agree with you at all.
It was fun.
It wasn't fun at all.
It was fun as like a ranked player doing stupid stuff.
Yeah, but like
that's it.
But like in practice,
no. As competition, it was terrible in my opinion. Like that wasn't fun at all. But playing like double Zarya with your friend that you ranked with was fun. You know, it was fun.
You do like double Zarya, double Hanzo, and like
Yeah.
all kinds of stupid stuff would
Like the
happen.
Seagull come.
Seagull.
Double Hanzo, double Zarya.
Seagull loved it.
Enigma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that was fun off the start. But
What?
I'd say like competition wise, I'd probably have to go with contenders meta of Winston Diva,
Yeah,
Soldier
that was
Tracer,
last year
Genji,
too.
Tracer.
It felt like a lot. Every role had like a lot of impact.
Yeah, it was.
I think the problem with that meta for me was that it was still Tracer Genji, it was Aniva, like
Yeah.
San Lucio, but like I liked when everyone just played Tracer Genji back then, like back in like the tournaments like E League and MLG Vegas, like those tournaments like way back then. That meta was really fun. That meta was also diverse. It was like the start. It was like you still could play like all the DPS comps, but it was also the start of like triple tank too. Before people figured it out. Like it's hard because like
Yeah.
once people figured out triple tank,
yeah, it was
it was quad
it was
tank.
quad tank
When people
that
figured out quad
really
tank,
snowballed it.
because it was Ryan Diva Hog and Zarya.
Yeah.
Once people figured that out, it was like really
It
bad.
was too hard to play, or too inconsistent to play DPS.
So I'm like,
That was like a very heavy NA meta back then.
yeah.
I was in Europe during that. We weren't playing that. We were
Yeah.
playing like triple DPS
No,
or
we
something.
played you and you were playing quad tank.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, because you were quad tank for sure. I remember.
Well, I think what's
Well,
happening
eventually,
was
yeah.
we were in Europe and we were doing
You guys weren't doing quad tank.
we
when
were
you
doing
came.
it was DreamHack. We were doing.
Yeah.
And then we came back and the meta that we did really good in DreamHack too. We
The
were
DreamHack meta was Soldier. I remember.
we got second. It's like a close round, but we came back and then we found that what we learned in Europe wasn't applicable to what was working in NA because NA was doing like heavy tanks. So
Yeah.
we had to adapt, and then that was right before Vegas, right?
Actually, it might be crazy because I actually think my favorite meta was Goods. The only reason why I think that is because like I think I'll explain why. Like, hear me
What
out.
team you're on?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, hear me out. I think the reason why Goats was a good meta, a lot of teams had bad teamwork, and Goats forced you to like actually have good teamwork. Like it was like one of the things that like really relied on every single person like trying to work together because it
Yeah.
wasn't a highly mechanical skilled comp at all. It was just more about like using your abilities in the right order and like listening to each other, talking to each other, like figuring all that stuff out. So I feel like Goats really changed the like how the game is played right now by far.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone had to get better just to play like Goats
Yeah.
because Goats kind of seemed to me like it really met the vision of what they wanted in Overwatch. When
Yeah.
Overwatch came
It
out,
felt
it's
like a lot
really
like WoW.
heavily about teamwork.
It felt like WoW.
and comboing abilities.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because that's like it reminded me of like WoW like arena, like on a like 5v5 arena. That's what it reminded me of.
I know everyone hated Goats, but I mean, it did take a lot.
I think people only hated Goats
Take a
because
lot
of how long.
I think
Right.
because a lot like people also hated like the Zen Mercy Moth meta for like that long
Yeah.
because it was
I
so
liked
long.
it.
Yeah, but it was so long. You see, like that's the thing to think about. It was so long.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, the problem was Goats was like the entire season.
Ghost
I mean,
was
that's-
it was
Goats was before the season started
before,
too.
and
it
then-
was,
yeah,
Ghost,
after
Ghost,
the entirety.
Ghost started actually in stage 4, season
Yeah.
year 1.
yeah, because we played.
Because we played
We
it.
played.
People
it
don't
in the
remember when we started it then.
Yeah.
Like
played it in the
we
match.
didn't start it, but like everyone started it. And
No,
then,
yeah.
And then it transitioned all the way to stage 4 until they introduced 222. Honestly, like maybe our favorite meta like was probably like when everyone else was playing Ghost and
Sombra Goats, dude.
Yeah.
No.
That is not a favorite meta.
No.
I don't know how your favorite meta could be the meta where you're like 0-7. Can't be.
It is.
Can't be.
No.
Hey, I did fine.
I don't know. I just
Did
like.
great. In
I
my
like
heart,
the-
I did great.
I like when players can show their mechanical skill a lot. I think we're getting that with 222, where you have DPS players that are able to show just how good they are at the game, instead of maybe being forced to be on brig or having a different player in. I think that is
I feel like
a lot of fun.
I feel like this meta, like every T2 meta, really like it ruins like the potential tanks can show. Like you haven't really been hearing about like all these tanks doing so well lately. You know what I mean when I say that? Like in like the open metas, like tanks would have to. I don't know how to explain it. Like right now, it's just like tanks pick the 2 most stable tanks. Never for them. It's never for themselves. It's always like what works for the best from the DPS and the supports. Like tanks are actually like hurt, I think, by this meta. Like by 222. Because like beforehand, you would hear about all the good Zaryas, all the good Divas, like all the good Ryans. You don't hear about that anymore. No one's really talking about all the tanks.
That's life. What can you do?
Says the tank.
What can you do? So Boink, what got you into Overwatch?
I think I played TF2 competitively before, and I saw a
Kinda
lot of
similar
people.
stuff,
I saw a lot of people I played with against playing it. Like I met Seagull, Clockwork at LANs, and I saw them in the beta. And the beta had a ton of viewers, like 50K viewers or something, like for tournaments early on. It was like, if they're really good at it and the game's very similar, like
I played in those tournaments.
oh yeah, true. I probably didn't recognize you at the
Yeah,
time.
you did.
You definitely knew of me. I was big back then.
I was big back then. Big name.
Oh, just getting started.
Entering game.
So they're playing. Hold on, I want to see what DPS they're playing.
That's we're playing Dallas Fuel.
I can see. I think I saw.
Crimson people.
Before I even see the roster, I hope it's Onigod Decay. Okay, no, it's Doha Decay. The reason why I think Onigod Decay was because I think like the meta is favored for them.
I like Paintbrush. His name.
True.
Paintbrush.
It's a good name.
He's also a nice guy. I like him too.
Okay, question. Did you hope it was that DPS for our sake or for their sake?
For their sake. I mean, I don't.
You want a good match, obviously.
I want a good match, but like I think all their DPS can like fill any role they want, but like maybe I'm just a better coach. I would like make a better decision because they're gonna lose if they play these players.
God. So confident.
It's funny that we can hear the comms outside.
Yeah.
But we know the fight's already started, so I don't know how it's going now.
Isn't it supposed to be? That doesn't matter. I think I'm trying to see what. So I think they're gonna run.
Well, they're gonna obviously.
So they're gonna run double shield. I don't think they're gonna play ball. I think they're gonna swap right now. I think they're gonna do a teleport strat and they're gonna run a hit.
I don't look at comps until 0.1 seconds left.
All right, they're running ball. They're running ball Sigma. Here comes really interesting.
Yeah.
I think our comp is way better than theirs actually. I think they're behind.
Yeah, we just need to run at them, right?
We can play as slow as we need, but we can take all the space we want because they don't really.
Yeah, we need a cow.
They don't really have any real pressure. So like their wrecking ball shouldn't be able to.
We started with Sombra against ball too, which is really good.
Yeah, their wrecking ball shouldn't be able to pressure anything. We have like a better like bunker comp. We have a better comp that pushes their space away from them, and we can push their Sigma very easily.
I feel like our comp is better.
Our comp is pretty much better in every way. The only thing that could be scary is if we leave Decay out on his own like island and let him play how he wants to play. But I think we were able to push the front line very well. I think we overcame. We're already chasing them.
You have to like.
So I think like one of the biggest things that the mistake that we just made right now is that we should have been playing off the point, and then we engage when the point opens off the point, not chasing them before the point's open.
The thing that their combo is going for them is that a lot of their heroes are mobile. So if we chase too hard, it's very easy.
Yeah, their comp's like their comp excels when you sprint out, and if we had point pressure early, we should have hit a point before we push off. Yeah.
Okay.
It's had a really nice pick on.
Yeah, and again, you actually can't do anything.
Yeah,
they should be a fight.
This should be like an easy fight win no matter what. We just keep different. No, we're good. We win this fight. We should win this fight no matter what. We shouldn't use any ult factor here at all. It's 64.
Maybe we have to.
No, it's 64. We shouldn't. They might blade here. They're rallying blades, so we have to react. So we gotta split it. I don't think we should use. So I think the mistake there was we didn't. I'm pretty sure we didn't hard calm what we wanted to do, and we were kind of waiting because we were 64. But in this in this kind of meta, anyone could clutch any fight at any moment. So like we need to like
push the Echo off Genji.
Yeah, I think the biggest because Echo is actually really hard. Or Genji's actually really hard. The ways Dante almost got a really nice point up there. I think if I was Dante right now, I'd be something closer. I think he feels the same right now. He's just waiting for that after the fight.
He used 2 ults so far.
Once I think when you got like 9.
Well, we were.
We beat it. We should kill Sigma here. Yeah, this is good.
Nowhere.
He put. So Nope made a really bad play. He pushed. He literally he pushed like all on his own.
I'm not sure. Oh, so he was
trying to get into the window.
Nice.
Tell kills him again.
So this is a night. So we use both support ults here. We swapped the Doom. I think the Doom swap's actually really nice against their comp. I think we need to watch what the game swaps too, because if he goes Tracer, when she goes Tracer here, we have to swap off Doom like instantly. We should not be on Doom anymore. I think Blase needs to realize this really quick and then follow off.
Like he's gonna.
I think he's realizing right now because he's also coming their ults too.
You can tell like he's thinking.
Yeah, he's thinking.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, sometimes
one fight.
Sometimes it doesn't matter depending on what your ults are, but like if he's already pre-set up and we know where Tracer is, like if Dante's scouting Tracer, we're playing off this EMP.
They swapped to Winston. Is that?
It's a good swap. Winston's a good swap because it's really hard to contest them right now.
I got the drone.
No, we already killed 2. Hydration, no one really saw this, no one's really talking about this. Hydration made like a really good aggressive shatter play. Like no one saw, and that's why like we cleaned up the fight so fast. So by the time Doha copied Blase,
1 HP.
Ooh, this is a really good play.
Yeah, we only have Lucio heals,
so
make sure we don't.
Blase's not gonna swap because the next fight we're gonna go in with the EMP instantly. It's actually now it's good to not swap. He's gonna stay. We're gonna EMP really early, probably next time, like as they're coming through the choke, and then
No
we're gonna
odds
build,
either.
and then we're gonna build Dumal, and the next fight we're gonna have Dumal double support and Diva Bomb. So like, watch what's gonna happen. This I'm predicting it. It's gonna be EMP. Yep, here comes the EMP. We shouldn't use anything else. We might use Moira Roll towards the end of the fight, but we shouldn't have to. We should. So the fight isn't cleaned up. So what now is gonna happen is we're gonna punch in. We're gonna also look for Dumal and Moira Roll at the same time, and then we're gonna save Diva Bomb and beat reactively.
This is close to last fight. We can see
Yeah.
if we can kill their brig or not.
So the big people to watch right now
it could
is
be last.
yeah, this is
Yeah,
last
yeah.
fight. So the big people to watch out for right now is see how Blase punches in like aggressively, see where he goes, because they're gonna all focus him, right? So if he gets his Dumal off, he's really low. He's Dumulted and we Dumulted and Moira Ulted, like I said, and then we beat it reactively, and now we still have Diva Bomb for a reaction, but we're still going in. So the Diva Bomb could be used to extend the fight. Meku's not using it instantly, he's using it to remech, yep, you see.
Yeah.
So we already killed
They're
two.
gonna get another fight.
So they're gonna get a very sloppy fight right now.
Yeah.
We're chasing people out right now. We're
They
looking
have primal too.
we know where people are, I think right now.
They have all advantage if they get.
I
a
think
good
we
fight
know
here.
Echo's behind, so everyone's calling Echo, Echo, Echo. We can hear this very easily, but he's gonna copy someone, so we shouldn't hyper focus on this. We should be focusing on the front line. Hydration has Shadow really soon, so we should be looking for a
We
Shadow
hacked
play.
him, but
Blase went down at the K. That's a primal. We
Wait,
killed the Tracer.
Hydration.
Hydration pinned the Tracer as he was getting front.
He got like vacuumed in.
He got vacuumed in.
I didn't even see the tracer on the screen.
We need to like play this really slow. again.
Hydration drops.
Hydration drops the LOL. Classic. Yeah. The fight before we had the advantage and it was way too fast, as in like they got another good fight and they had all advantage.
Again, if you guys are just joining us, we're working with the Overwatch League and trying out this co-streaming thing. We're one of the first teams that's doing it, and we're cheering on our team as we try to improve our position in the upcoming Countdown Cup. And so this whole thing, it's presented by GameStop as well.
I cheer them on, but I'm also over hypercritical of
Yeah,
like.
I mean, it sounds
I mean,
like
you have to be.
I'm like hypercritical because like I know how I am as like a competitor, so like it makes me upset like if we make mistakes.
Yeah.
But obviously mistakes are always gonna
There it is
happen.
again.
Yeah, he got vacuumed in, so like games two. So I think the biggest problem on that last fight that we didn't have was we didn't have an aggressive enough position like to actually push like a
Yeah,
big
we
play.
had all disadvantage. We had
we
to make a
had
play.
we had all advantage, so we
Yeah.
should have been looking for like a quick shadow or something like that. And I don't
We
think
had to do something.
we kind of let them do what they wanted to do.
Yeah. It's okay.
So
One
we're sticking with this Ryan Diva, Genji Sombra,
Round.
Moira Lucio comp. I think it's actually really favored, but I'm not too sure about it on this map. I think Dallas's comp is actually better on this point.
We'll see if how they protect it.
I think we're actually able to chase them. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, when Dante does that,
Dante found a really early pick on Decay. That's so good for us. The thing is, the advantage for us is that their Zen, their backline cannot get away. They don't have speed.
Yeah.
We can walk at them really hard. So when you're playing Zen Brink, the biggest thing is you need space to be able to kite around the map and like
Yeah.
make space for yourself. But like when you're playing against like a tight map against Lucio, Moira, Ryan, their only objective is to push with green and speed boost and just like get onto your
they
backline.
swapped Echo now.
Dante made us do none of that. We just found a very
Dante killed 2 DPS.
yeah,
so
Dante found 2 really nice picks, and then we were able to score the type of free. Right now, I like what Blase's doing. He's above their tanks. He's hard focusing their tanks right now. We're using our resources to pocket Blase. We're not really rushing.
Gems
We're rushing.
attacked and
We're not really rushing any plays right now because we have the point control. We make them make the move.
their health is so low.
Yeah, exactly. We're willing out their resources as we go, but we're not doing anything crazy. We don't need to because we have points. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people don't realize when you have point advantage or point control, you don't need to do anything crazy.
Alright, so don't be crazy. Number one.
Don't be over eager to make a play when you have point control. Point control is in your favor. Like obviously you don't want to just do nothing, but you want to make sure that you don't do anything crazy,
Nice.
right?
Actually, we have EMP.
That's a big EMP, a 4-man EMP. It catches the Zen, catches the Tracer.
Blase's 1 HP.
Blase's 1 HP.
Oh, he doesn't even care.
That's a really good pocket from Jack Stainer.
There's the beat.
That's a good beat. Blase was at like 20 life. Very good beat.
So next fight we have to look at just stalling the point as long as possible. Try and get it to 99. Unless we get picks.
Exactly. I think one of Blase's favorite heroes actually, a lot of people think it's his Doomfist, but he really loves Genji. Like he feels very comfortable on Genji. So I think like if the game turns out to be like us being able to play Genji comfortably, I think we're gonna win this.
Do you think he's better at Genji or him?
I think it's like a preference thing, right? So like in this kind of meta, when it's not heavily dominated by like the Doom Reaper meta, I think he's very comfortable at Genji, right? But if it's like the Doom Reaper meta, he wants to play Doom. I think it just all depends. He's just
what's better
he's the type of player that excels at like aggressive styles. Like when there's an aggressive style meta, he actually reminds me.
We killed Brig when she had rally. That's big.
He reminds me a lot of like Sinatra actually. Because Sinatra's like he excels at like really aggressive metas, and like the type of player he is and the type of comps he makes is like that. And that's what Blase kind of is too.
That was a really good fight for us. They used 2 ults and didn't do anything with them.
Yeah, we got
and
their.
we had 1 ult or something.
We got their more. Yeah, we got their.
Brig.
We might just win this without them even using ults. Like,
they're gonna
the
stall
point.
with Primal.
Yeah, but
And it is well.
Echo.
Well, that's
no,
a
that's
fake
Echo.
though.
And he killed Echo off of it. That's really bad, actually.
We have EMP though. They don't have Squirtles.
Dante, it's really up for Dante to find like this good EMP. That's a perfect EMP. He saw it. He was waiting for the monkey.
He was waiting for
He caught the monkey. We need to kill this one. There you go. We need to hard pocket balls right now. We found a really good beat. I think we win this fight actually. As long as Blase stays alive here. They're coalescing actually. Okay, so that was a sloppy fight by
I mean, we were super advantaged, but then they still had ultimates.
Yeah. I think like it's really. I think we need to get like a really good fight now with this coalescence. It's our only ult, but they have pulse bomb. They have the pulse bomb. They have the primal. They're gonna be able to go really deep in with
we might
primal.
be able to go fast.
Yeah.
Because no just spawn now.
Yeah. I think if I was them right now, I'm gonna look for like a primal play. We're gonna look for our Moro as a primal, which is it's gonna be like good value, but it's not gonna be as much value. It just depends like how we play with the coalescence. Yeah, because they're able to hide away from our coalescence, which makes it like really hard for us.
Yes, he jumps so high in the air.
That was a really good.
That was a really good.
There was not much, honestly, Repel could have done there. I think like he got his shift forced by getting dove on. Then like I know he got hit by the car, but like in the end of the day, he didn't have anything to get away from it. So that was a really good play by GameStop actually. So credit them. But I think this is like looking in favor of us. We only use coalescence. They only use primal actually. This next fight's still really rough for us because they have a lot of ults.
We should try and force out as many ults as possible unless something goes
This
our way.
This next fight is really up to hydration actually. If he finds like a good shatter, we just win the fight before they can use their ults. You find a good shatter and then you pin it, but they can't save it. They don't have beat right now. So if he can find a good shatter right now, we should win. I think.
Nope, got hacked. He couldn't use ult.
That's really good. That's a really good shatter. I don't know how. I think the geometry of like the stairs messed it up, but still a really good shatter.
It's one of those things like this much terrain just blocks it.
This much terrain will block like the shatter, like from it hitting like someone up.
We got Moira, Echo out.
But there's something good shatter like on the roof.
Okay, so this one's gonna be between Paintbrush and Dante mind game here. Lucio or
yeah. So if I have to choose people, like I think Dante excels at like beating other Lucios. We're 100% going. We're diving right now with beat and blade, Blade 100%. We're saving AP because if we beat and blade, it doesn't matter. So if we beat and blade, they can't beat. Look, beat blade, like I said, they can't beat. They beat EMP it instantly. Yep. They beat it. We EMP it instantly. It's so predictable. I know exactly how Dante wants to play.
Well, we just had insane.
Yeah. But even if we didn't have like beat or blade, we would have to dive with something else. Yeah. We can't ever go with the EMP first. Dante would be hiding behind looking for a hack on the Lucio or something like that. Yep. Because if you EMP and he beats it, there's no
the fight's lost almost.
You almost lose the fight guaranteed because as long as they survive if they survive the EMP, they survive. So that was really well played though. I'm almost positive that call was all Dante actually. Because I know how Dante was using the EMP.
You know how he thinks.
I know how he thinks. He'll call for every other ult, but like
every ult.
Yeah.
He'll call for literally every ult besides EMP because that's in reality. If you can counter the beat with the EMP, you win. So it's smart. It's really smart.
All right,
he's a smart little cookie.
I feel like I don't need a cookie. I'm good. I'm full.
Our comp is so far through the trend of the match, like they might have to change their comp style here. Versus, I think our comps have been better on
So
this point.
I'm concerned with the Rhine Sigma here because I think before we were Rhine Diva. Oh, they were Rhine Diva. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. I think their comp is really good, but I don't think it's that good on this map. I think Winston has a hard time on this map because he can't get away really, and Ryan can close the space so well.
Yeah.
Ryan can control
There's so many good corners here that we can play around.
Ryan can control the entire map by himself, like in the center of the point. He can play at every corner and just like use his shield to his advantage, and he also can like stay at the corner so they can't shoot him, and he just has like swing advantage.
Yeah, I like I said, I can tell just by the trend of the match so far on the comps, like you really favor on the first fight.
They want okay, so their comp might be better in later maps, but I think our comp is really favored right now, which makes me think that we have a good read on what's going on right now.
Yeah, and it could just be map specific.
It's also gonna be map specific too.
Yeah.
I think their comp was very good on the last map, and they weren't able to close it out. So I think that was their map to win. I think City Center and Gardens were their map to win, and they only won.
They lost the first fight on City Center. So
yeah, so it's a big problem. Like right now, I think our comp is way favored. I don't think
we're gonna have more. They're more than 19.
I feel like this is crazy, but I feel like this is gonna be like 100-0 for us. I feel like their comp is so under like not.
If we play our ultimate properly, it should be really close.
They have 16% on beat. Like think about that. They have
He just
Well,
swinging
he just
in their
walked.
spawn.
Yeah. He wasn't Lucio off the start too. So
Yeah.
we'll be able to get 2 EMPs before he goes.
I just think that Dallas has like the long read at the meta. They're playing Reaper
Well,
Tracer right now. Now they finally swapped to Ryan.
We haven't seen alt and ad now. They don't even wear alt even after we use
I
R.
think it's really impressive how Hydration has grown into this role.
Agreed.
He's proven to be like a player that can really adapt to a lot. I mean, throughout his entire career, less like remember we played against him and he was playing Lucio.
Yeah.
I
Are we giving a point?
I think one of the biggest things that one of the most impressive things about Hydration as a player
his
overall.
hair.
Not
his hair.
Sure, if you want to talk about
His
his hair,
hair.
but I think
I
like
do.
as a player individually, like when I first met him was like in ranks and he was always playing like off roles and excelling at them. He was like world class at all those roles, and like it takes a special kind of player to be able to play multiple roles in a professional setting.
Wow.
And he has played literally every role. He beat us on Lucio in season 1. We were really upset about that actually. And then like he fits. He will be able to. I think he's the type of player that can fit into any role with the right coaching. I think
He's proven it.
Yeah, he's proven it right here.
Oh.
He's turned into such a good tank. I think like people really undervalue what he brings to a team. He's really impressive at like the way he communicates, the way he tries to play for his team. And I think that's like
he's a
We're
very
clutching this fight out.
he's a very selfless player. And like I haven't played with him personally in matches right there. But like it's clear to me that just observing and being around that he plays for the team.
he's definitely one of the most selfless players I played with. I started playing with him last year actually in like the World Cup before he was on our team. And I knew the kind of player he was then because the way he would talk and the way he would try to play with the team. And he was just always selfless. So I was like, when I heard he was on the team this year, I just knew like it was going to be he was going to be a very highly skilled mechanical player.
They're in the area.
That was a really good read, bro. I knew he was always going to be like a very highly mechanical skill player that wants to work with the team more than work for himself. Some players are very like greedy and selfish, which is okay. It's okay to be if you want to like show off, and that's like what makes you feel like.
I mean, it's really like your personality.
Yeah,
traits.
it's a
really
personality trait.
translate into how you play. Like if you're a selfish person, it's gonna be like it's gonna come across the game. You're letting care about yourself.
Like I don't think the way you can judge Hydration is I don't think anyone has ever said anything bad about him ever. No one like
Dante's getting Dante.
what? Oh yeah. Decay is actually one of the. I think Decay is very good.
This is a sick blade.
This is a very.
Slice it.
Okay.
These are very scrappy
4 on
fights right now.
4. Oh, never mind.
These are all really scrappy fights. But
Yeah.
Dallas did commit every ult. Next
Okay.
fight we have Shadow.
They have
Dragon.
no support ults and we have EMP. This should this next fight could very well be a win. The only thing we have to look out for is Sable. If he gets it.
We have a Shatter coming up next. I actually think our comp is way more favored. When you have a Doomfist against the Reaper, the Doom actually is going to counter the Reaper if we look for a good punch. I think Wells is going to be looking for this Reaper mid-fight. I think he'll go for the backline first, but I think he's going to be looking for Reaper. We have the advantage.
Once Reaper comes
we need to look for a good hack right now. We found a pick on
Trades.
we found a pick on Crimson so easily, but they also found a pick on Repel. So right now it comes down to Pink's managed HP more, and we should be able to win this fight. This is a big punch from them. We should be looking for a Shadow right now. Okay, so it's next fight.
It's a really good pin.
We have EMP. Well, we may
We
or may
didn't
not
hear
have gotten
anything.
spoiled.
We actually didn't hear anything, so who knows how this is gonna go.
Going into the next fight, we definitely have ult advantage. We should be winning this next fight no matter what. The only way we should be losing is like our backline's not
pick.
backline's not paying attention to the Reaper or the tracer right now.
Yeah.
Like
I think
or-
that-
or-
well,
He knows they don't have beat too, so like.
yeah, so we know like right now we can
We can rush with B.
we're gonna start with
and
B.
no one should die.
We're gonna start with B or we're gonna start with
Free
B.
hack up.
We start with B.
They need beat.
Yeah, we don't need to use B because I think we assumed that there were 80 on B. Like that is a common call. That could happen.
They don't have B yet.
Yeah, and then by the time after we get 2 picks, even if they have beat, you just EMP it.
Yeah.
Once you get picks, you EMP to
That was just
secure the fight.
That was just classic Dante of he knows that maybe
They maybe
have
have
B,
so
he just hacks.
it's the same.
instead.
It's the same situation as last point where you
Yeah.
always use everything first before EMP when they have B, or if you assume they
Yeah.
have B, and then the rest of the ults will close it out.
Just Dante finding a
Did
really
you guys
good-
think that Dante slept well last night?
Dante always sleeps well apparently. He sleeps like 20
Dante
hours a
focuses
day.
really hard on trying to sleep well.
Yeah. Why?
Because 2 light blocking classes by Zenny.
They
Talk
are really
a little
nice.
bit about
Is that right?
it is. It helps you go to sleep at 2 a.m. instead of 4 a.m.
That's true, especially when we're in front of screens all day. It really does make a difference.
You
These
try, what do you
prescription,
think?
these aren't right.
Oh, those are for you.
Okay. Thank you.
What do you think?
It's always really interesting when I have these on because you can barely tell the difference.
So I mean, those are blue light blocking modes.
Yeah,
It's like having the the night mode on your phone or whatever.
Yeah, the colors, I can actually tell the difference on
Got one for you
very
too.
bright white
There you go.
walls. And that's about it. When I'm looking at the screen, it
goes
looks
special for
exactly
you.
the same, and that's like the coolest thing about it.
Most of the glasses like that have the color distortion.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I can't tell anything's different.
Exactly.
Take a look at them.
Is that the point?
Look at each
No,
other.
that's the point.
You guys like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, of course.
Is that the point?
No, the point
I
is,
mean, you look good.
is that they function like normal glasses.
I'm
You
not a
can't tell the
glasses type of
difference,
person,
but
though.
they really do help.
Well, you look good in them, so you should be.
Oh, they're comfortable. I just don't wear glasses because it hurts my nose in general. I have a weak nose.
It depends.
He has a weak nose.
I have a weak nose.
I've heard that before.
I actually have a weak nose. If someone were to punch me, I'd be over. I'd be done with.
I'd be done with.
I'd be done with.
We found his good point.
Finally, I've been looking for it for a while.
I'm looking for it for a while.
I
dude.
have
It was right in front of your face the whole
Right in
time.
front of my nose.
All right.
So what's the next map?
I think it's Volskaya.
Yeah, right.
I think it's
so,
Volskaya.
Volskaya. Russian menace.
2CP. They're so far. They seem to not want to play like the Ryan Lucio rush.
I think on Volskaya, if we're favored towards this Ryan Diva stuff, I think we're gonna run Ryan Diva again on Volskaya.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I think attacking first point for us could be hard depending on how well they play, because it's always been like abusing the high grounds is always very good.
I'm favored in the running. I think because we're running Moira Lucio, we're gonna be running Ryan.
Yeah.
I think when you're I think I would still be favored in running Winston Diva with Moira Lucio, but it's really hard on defense, like way harder on defense. So I think we're gonna run the Ryan to have like that anchor point, and then we're gonna look for rushes with stuff like that. I'm not too sure actually.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure. A lot of different comps and decisions are made based on a map by map basis. So
A lot of the stuff has changed daily too.
Yeah.
Just depending on how like the day goes and whatnot.
I remember when last season, when we didn't necessarily have like the best structure, we changed stuff the day of the match. Even.
It has to happen sometimes.
The last
too.
2 years, we changed.
I mean,
stuff,
audibles have to happen too. You know?
That's true.
You might learn something the day of, right?
Yeah.
You can't let it.
Yeah.
You gotta be open to make those changes. It's gonna be important. It can also it can backfire too, right?
Yeah, I've definitely been on that side of that. Yeah, it's definitely backfired.
Yeah, he sets my body in motion. He knows how to turn things up. And he knows what gets me going. Yeah, like a little text saying, hey, what's up? They look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They've been looking at us, thinking we are too much. Look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They've been looking at us. Be good. Yeah, he sets my body in motion. He knows how to turn things up. And he knows what gets me going. Yeah, like a little text saying, hey, what's up? They look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us, thinking we are too much. Look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us. They look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us, thinking we are too much. Look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us. Be good.
Hey guys, just want to let you guys know that we'll be back live as soon as Discord is back live.
Blase needs to do now is survive, just farm off the tanks, and they should be as good as gold. However, Gamsu with a double kill onto Chexay's fade the elites on top, and now Blase's in a whole lot of trouble. Spawn advantage for the Outlaws, though. However, being quick heroes, the Dallas Fuel comp should be able to get back to the point rather swiftly.
I mean, Dante's trying. Dante just got 3 there, but it's not going to be enough. However, it might open the window for Houston to come back in with a small spawn advantage, but it seems like they're just posturing up. Both teams should be at nearly full force the next time we get through there. And I don't know, man. Hydration on the Winston. It's, you know, it's not his hero, but maybe he's been practicing. Maybe he's been grinding. Gamsu with the better Winston life on the first go out, at least.
Yeah, I want to see how they're going to approach this fight. I mean, they're currently just stacking up like you normally would, diving the back line. Nice little boom. Doha manages to get out rather quickly and pull the blade too. Nice little defect. Zen, unfortunately, mate, you don't stand a chance. No transcendence. No win for the Zen. A very quick blade build up for Doha. And it always was a duel between the Genji and the Zenyatta when it comes to dive. Because you want to get the transcendence as quickly as the Genji gets the blade. Normally that was very easy to do as the Zenyatta. There's a lot of big bodies that you can kind of shoot out, like Gamsu and like Note, or just like the tanks in general. But now with Genji's buff, Genji charges blade just infinitely quicker, it feels like. It's a bit more of a tougher time for the Zen than it ever has been.
Yeah, and you're never going to win that 1v1 unless you have a volley queued up and everyone's discorded already.
Wow, the perfect peel almost there from Echo. Just did everything he could to try and get everybody away from Repel, but unfortunately, that's going to go a little bit awry, and Decay managed to take him out. Even though the Pulse Bomb in, did end up missing the Zen. Small stagger on the Baby Diva 2, and Dallas Fuel, once again, continue to hold. 1 minute and 20 seconds in the time bank now for the Outlaws.
Yeah, just like that, we're down to 1 good push and maybe 1.5 good push here. Houston Outlaws has banked up several ultimates. You might want to just wait for all the check marks. But you can open with Rally here. I mean, Rally into Blade can be very good to give that extra armor that Brigida no longer just pumped out. And they've got everything. They've got absolutely everything. Dallas is going to need their support ultimates to come up huge.
Okay, Rally into Rally. Pulse Bomb slightly wide. Hydration now with the ult 2. Going to try and dive in, bash towards that self-destruct, but doesn't end up quite working out. Doha with the blade pulls it, but Repel gets the better of him this time around. He's going to get discorded too, but he's so close to that Transcendence. Outlaws, this is your fight to win currently, as Blase also has the blade. Crimzo with the armor pack 2, continually staying alive for just, I don't know how at this point, but he does use Transcendence, but not for Gamsu, who does end up going down. However, Outlaws are now putting themselves on the point with 20 seconds remaining. Dallas will have a long way to walk back from that second point. There's still bodies there that can defend for the time being. I'm still even now on the wrecking ball to try and get back to the point in time.
Repel has absolutely been defending his own life against all of these DPS players who are coming in after him. Crimzo's going to take the better of him. This one's not quite over yet, but Houston with an enormous advantage, and even if they need it, they could throw in a rally. They shouldn't have to use any of this. It is all inevitable that Houston should be able to pick it up. Why not? Pulse Bomb's Pulse Bomb.
Yep, there it is. It's done. No thank you. Or do I still spray kill 2 people there? Crimson going to go down, and 3 minutes added to the time bank of the Outlaws. They did end up using Rally at the end of that just to secure the fight hex.
Yeah, I mean, the only issue right now, and we'll see if this changes throughout the weeks, is that Houston's main tank is dying a lot. Like, Hydration has 5 deaths. He's been the first death most of the time. However, the damage dealers have come up big, and really, Repel is absolutely fighting for his own life, and he's killing all of the damage dealers who were trying to dive in on him, and actually slows down a Tracer and a Genji. If you get rocked by his end, you don't want to go in again.
Discord, Orb, and a couple of shots from Dante. That doesn't mean Crimzo is dead. Only 1 support available now on the point for the Dallas Fuel. However, with Hydration going down, there's a lot less space to work with. A perfect recall from Doha. Zipping back with his translocator, was able to get out of that pulse bomb. That sticks perfect from Dante, but not good enough. Even Crimzo there, just holding his own against Dante's dive, and a Transcendence to save everybody from the blade too. Just looking all Dallas Fuel right now, as they do bundle their way back on to the point. However, A Transcendence from Rappel after that EMP. It looks good for Outlaws. This situation, this go backwards and forwards. Just because if you save the EMP for that long, Rappel's definitely going to have ult. They have 2 ticks now on the board, and Doha's coming back on the Reaper. Gamsu has mines to restore some additional time. The self-destruct ends Hydration's life, and this fight is somehow still going. It's been about 17 minutes right now on clock for this fight as the mines do manage to separate the rest of the Outlaws. However, Blase with reset after reset takes care of both supports, and now they just need to take care of Decay. They do just that. Now Diva on the point. That should be it. There you go. No, eventually goes down, and 27 minutes later, the fight is over, and the point is capped.
We talked so much about Dante on the Houston Outlaws, and you know some of the tank questions you have. The big consistent factor for the Outlaws the last several weeks and even previous metas, Jex's Brigida has carry moments like that. I mean, like, yeah, it's showing up on the kill feed like that, but like it's happened time and again for Houston where they're maybe not hitting their damage ultimates, and all of a sudden Jex's got a 4K in the kill feed. Like, his Brigida has gotten steadily better and better and better every week, and it seems like Brigida's not going anywhere in this meta. It's going to be Brig or Bap, it's going to be Brig and Zen, it's going to be Brig and something. She's still just that good, especially get those brawl situations, get stuns, really important, and he's been such an important player for this Houston squad over the last several weeks, being able to play that Brig, and Mace to the face gets him a 4K.
Man. Transcendence really carried them though, I'm just saying. I don't care how many Brig kills are on the kill feed, it was all Zen. It was all Zen.
We all have our biases. That's
true. Pretty
no,
true.
Rappel played really well. Mostly, like, I thought first point he played outstanding because both Decay and Doha took a run at him, and he was able to fend for himself, which as a Zen you have to be able to do. You can't always rely on Peel. If there's times where like you should be winning 1 out of every 2 or 3 1v1s that are forced upon you to be a really top tier Zen, Rappel was able to do that.
Shows you how good Brig is though still, regardless of this nerf, because Zen is still being able to be played, even though he can't receive just an armor pack to make sure he survives the dive. Brig's armor just from Rally is still ridiculous, plus her being unkillable and having stun, of course, and a shield and 250 HP with armor. Still pretty good. Does fuel, granted, a lot of space to the Outlaws. You can see Outlaws currently being able to move freely almost. Kind of almost baiting them in, making sure they can get Dante to set up. Decay now just trying to find a way into the fight as well. Now
he's trying to get pack control.
Yeah, goodbye. Fights happen just like that. You just scored the back, and then they went for Decay to set up. This is it. Like, they were giving a lot of space to Hydration in that situation, but Hydration just couldn't get really as much done as the Fuel could. Still a lot of time in the bank as well for the Fuel as they move on to next. If they can finish this fight up now, which they're going to be able to do, that is, what, like almost 5 minutes available, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a dive that doesn't look like a dive. It's just, it seems to the defenders that it's just Gamsu coming up front. But meanwhile, in the back, there has been a Tracer crowd walking to walk down the stairs. You think a dive is like double blink in with your Winston, but no, just right in the back line. They did not expect it. All those low health targets and a field day. And now Dallas has both damage ultimates up. But more importantly, look at Paintbrush versus Jexy. 100% to 50.
Feels like he could be a little bit more patient with that one, but he does throw in. It does not connect with Rappel.
Rally advantage.
Rally to start the fight off though from Paintbrush. As Decay now just wait for the dive to come in from the Winston. Guess who's going to do just that? And Doha surrounding them in the small pack room. Oh, you're not surviving that one, I'm afraid. Rappel was 15% away from that Transcendence. And I talked about it before, the ability to charge Blade infinitely quicker than the Transcendence nowadays. Barze's going to have to touch. He's going to have to find something massive here. But Crimzo, as soon as he hears the voice line come out, or he gets forced out to use Transcendence now, but the defense from Note was just too good. Transcendence and insta-kill onto Paintbrush. The slash and the dash killing off the Brig. Transcendence heal is going to see them through the start of this fight, and Gamsu not quite being able to kill off Barze. Deflect, making sure none of that damage from the Prime Rager actually ended up hitting him. Defense advantage still for the Houston Outlaws. as they managed to kill off Dante in the end. And Crimzo, yeah, he left in no man's land, unfortunately. You're going to get cleaned up. Ooh, no, the 1v1. Oh, he doesn't quite get it. No, Blase ends up winning it.
They get just enough kills. It was looking actually really rough for the defense there as Jaxay went down early in that fight, unable to charge up the rally, but now he's got rally. However, Dallas, with 4 minutes remaining, can take whatever fight they want on their own terms here. But that's it's really nice for the defense to be able to get a couple of those kills. It looked all the way bad. You need that Brigida up, especially on this kind of point where it's just about space control, keeping your brawl composition alive. Houston able to do that. 66% for Dallas as they look to push forward. Perhaps a blade, perhaps a pause, as it seems like someone might have DC'd here.
Auto
Yes.
pause.
Auto pause means that somebody DC'd. We just don't know who that is just yet. It seems like, I mean, I think we're cursed here, Jaws. It seems like every week we get an auto pause tech issue. Gamsu is the one who has left the game. We'll see what kind of tech issues those might be.
What's with that, huh? What's the curse?
I don't know. Your stuff went down like 2 minutes before we were supposed to go live today too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was really cool.
That was awesome. I liked it a lot.
Attack. I was like, yeah, I got changed, did my makeup and stuff. I'm like, gonna go sit down. I'm like, well, everything just DC'd. Sweet. Like, team speed goes down. I'm like, wait a second here. Something is wrong.
It's one of those moments where you just like, yeah, you just instantly just start sweating. All of a sudden, you're just soaked, and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm so stressed out right now." Luckily, we got it back in line, but we have a pause here, of course, a ghost in the machine. We don't know exactly what it is, but that's going to definitely slow down Dallas's attack as they lost their main tank here. Hopefully, he can get reconnected to the game. Blase saying, "I miss Gamsu." So do I. I don't like being in pauses. I've used all of my food antidotes today for filling earlier, trying to get a Sparkle interview, so I have nothing more to say about pizza and the benefits and detractions of all pizza styles. So I don't know, Jones, what do you want to talk about?
We don't have to talk. It's okay. You get to see some cool footage rather than seeing our ugly faces. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. We'll be right back, hopefully, in a minute.
You don't want the hometown twister? Is it though? It might not update. Mine's stuck on network connectivity.
Yes.
I'm good. I have these. Texas Heat. I didn't know which one. I couldn't decide. I was just sitting there. Which one do I want? Do I want the chocolates or do I want the spicy ones?
We can't see the game though.
Yeah, we need to be able to see it live. He don't. Oh, he did OBS. Why was he? I haven't heard that.
We need the.
When's the last time you heard of that website?
I don't know. He's desperate, I guess.
That was like 10 years, right?
Yeah,
Like, wow,
trying to
days.
make something work.
You can only, yeah.
This would be.
Discord went down.
Well, the problem is, Joe,
I got
you have
my
to be on the same
hometown.
feed that they see, right?
Yeah.
We have to be the same. We have to be on the same feed that the viewers see. Otherwise, we'll be talking about stuff like as it doesn't happen.
Here he comes.
Love Texas Heat. I'm just so hungry. Now I'm hungry again.
Summer Showdown. Best of the final. The hottest esports tournament of the summer. Shanghai Dragons bring the heat. After their melee reverse sweep to face off against APAC Firecrackers. Guangzhou Chad. Philadelphia Fusion grill up some independent. For season rivals and all around good team. Paris Eternal. Don't miss Summer Showdown. Best of the final. Exclusively on Best of the Week.
The curse of Jordan Hex strikes again.
As we just watch players leave lobby after lobby after lobby, all sorts of players. I don't know. You know, the funny thing is expecting something to work in 2020. Like, what a meme. Like, expecting anything to work, be fine in 2020. Not so much. So we're still running into a ton of technical issues here. Yeah, I don't know. I just look at the screen and talk about, like, ninjas and stuff, so I can't tell you what the answer is or what the problem is, but, yeah, still having some issues here, Jack.
Crimzo's camera's still online. I'm intently watching Crimzo to make sure. Crimzo, if you're okay, give me a thumbs up.
I really want that to be the name of your autobiography. Intently watching Crimzo.
Intently watching Crimzo.
It's a good title. Sounds good. It's
Are you
compelling.
okay,
I feel
Crimzo?
compelled.
Have you run out of Jack in the Box? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay.
Jack in the Box. Always there, always ready to deliver. It doesn't matter the time of day. You can always get breakfast from Jack in the Box.
Pretty true.
Not bad. So we're sitting in the middle of Volskaya right now. It is Houston versus Dallas, Battle of Texas. Houston was able to take the very first map just to, actually talk about the game here. Are we back? Are we getting there?
Whoa, Note is back. Half of Note is head. Yes, okay. Well, now it's
Half
just
of
me.
Note is back. That's
I saw
update.
half of his head. Half his head was back. Half of Paintbrush's head was back too. So
okay.
hopefully we're
Well,
into the
good.
game rather shortly. I think everything's currently maybe on fire. Not sure, but we should be getting into game rather shortly. Like Hex said, we are 1-0 up right now in the favor of the Outlaws. 33% on Volskaya for the Fuel, pushing on to second point. And this has got quite a bit of time left, 3 minutes and 30 seconds to be precise. So they've got a lot to work with in the next fight. They've got Blade and potentially a Transcendence too.
This one feels like a Dallas win. So far, they just look a little bit better on this map, have a little bit more time, but Houston was able to bring it back from the brink on their defense, so who knows how this one is going to shake out as we're still trying to really figure out the meta. I mean, we've got like a 2016 meta right now that I'm looking at. 2016 plus Brigitte. Like, that's it. It's Genji Tracer, Devo Winston, Zen, and then you always have another support. I mean, like, classically it'd be a Lucio or even a Mercy if you're going to run pure dive, but Brigitte, pretty good, especially when those things brawl, but we're back in like pure dive right now on both offense and defense, and you love to see it. I love to see it. I mean, dive was my favorite meta of all time, so.
Yeah, definitely one of mine, like 100%. I do, although, I'm going to say it. I was going to say it. I love goats. I love goats. That's because I was a Zen player and I just get to go doo.
Yeah, you and I have disagreements on goats. I mean, my thing is always like, I don't dislike any meta. Yeah, that's the thing. So I don't dislike any meta, but I just want it to change at some point in time. Like having, what was it, 4, 5 stages of goats was a little much. You know, it's okay. I understand why people liked it. You know, it allowed main tanks to be damage players. It allowed supports to have a great deal of fun. But at a certain point in time, I do want to see a little point and shooty kind of heroes. I like seeing McCree and Widow and things that have to aim. I do like having to aim in first-person games. I think that's important. I think it's an important aspect of it.
Do you know what's really important? The current discussion that's happening.
It's a lot about brisket.
Yeah,
which makes sense. At Battle of Texas.
Ketchup and cheese. Yeah, any of you as a kid have cheese and ketchup sandwiches? Me and my brother used to love them. And it looked like, I don't know who that was, maybe Dante called for... No, Blase called for hydration and Note to be kicked from the team, so it's 5-5 because they have a pretty disgusting taste in brisket, so, you know.
Cheese and ketchup? You just out-American me. You had cheese and ketchup sandwiches?
Yeah, man, they were actually really good. Although not so much anymore. I look back at it, I'm like, did I really eat that? But yeah, as a kid, I don't know, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm just watching everyone leave the game right now, so it seems like we're going to be in this for the long haul. Although I will put another controversial food opinion out there. If you're over the age of 12 years old and you're still eating ranch dressing or ketchup, you need to reevaluate your life. Those are not condiments for adults.
Really? Ketchup? Okay, so I'm not a big
Ketchup is a
fan,
little bit like ketchup on crinkle fries. I can let it pass, right? But like for the most part, ketchup should be used very sparingly. And ranch dressing is like you're not even eating the food; you're just eating ranch. It's such an overpowering flavor.
That's
no.
why I don't really have a lot of like dressings and stuff, because it's like it's not socially acceptable to drink ranch or ketchup from the bottle. And what I'm saying is that it feels like you're just eating the sauce. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
The
It's gotta be
whatever.
subtle.
Do you have?
They don't even have ranch in Europe, do they? They call it like
Yes, they do.
American. So yeah, but they don't call it ranch dressing, do they?
Yeah, in the UK they do at least. Yeah. Do you
Oh,
have
okay.
HP brown sauce in the States? I didn't even know. It feels like I've not been outside like 4 months. But HP brown sauce on like a sausage sandwich or like a bacon sandwich, UK bacon, not American bacon. It's the most top tier sandwich, like breakfast food that you can have, like hands down.
Well, this is making me very, very hungry, and I'm sure it's also making you very, very bored at home. So, in lieu of game action, let's go see what the player comms were like in the Summer Showdown.
Which is more harmful than beneficial, like to you as like a. It happened to us similar this season when we were waiting for like the Florida match. Something
Right.
happened with one of the players on Florida when we were at one of the homestands. I think it was the Philadelphia homestand, and the player's mouse would work for like almost like an hour and a half.
It's terrible.
That's why there's like a meme of Mecha like falling asleep.
It doesn't sound that bad, but like when
No, it's really bad.
like you're on stage and you prep for that moment. Like you prep to be on.
So
You're like. You might front load your caffeine or your sugar, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
You have your method
so you're
that gets
peaking
you
at the very
that
start of
gets
it.
you into
Yeah.
into the match, and then like you're sitting there for an hour or more, and
It throws off your
your
rhythm.
energy's gone when you come back,
So-
and your focus is gone.
I remember like just to give an example, like it's so hard to already put yourself in that state to be like 100% for like an hour and a half to 2 hours straight of like nonstop. And the second you start losing that, it's like losing your like it's kind of like a caffeine high where you slow
Yeah.
down. And then once you start slowing down, it's so hard to get it back. And like the thing is, like if you take a break, it really affects you. And then you're thinking on top of that, there's like a lot of things that go into it. So it's like really important that there's no pauses or like it can like be like detrimental. Like
I mean, it happens
Yeah.
sometimes. There's technical stuff that
it does,
It's
but
gonna
like
affect people
it's
different
the
ways.
difference between 20 minutes to like those long ones where sure like.
injury.
It
They
is.
were already losing,
It is.
but they had to stay. It's like it was scheduled to end at 8, and it didn't like until like 11:30.
Yeah.
So it was just like they were sitting there on the stage. Some like I remember like
What was
Nick-
another great pause in Overwatch history?
The
You remember
greatest
any?
pauses in Overwatch
I always think
history
about the
is that
complexity one.
the whatever that winter event was with Oh, we don't talk about those. It's
I don't remember.
where everyone traveled and they played one map and then the things
Oh.
crashed. We don't talk about that.
Don't-
Where it was like they flew all these teams out, they played one map and then they canceled the event.
Damn, that's
that.
cool.
As far as I know, it's still paused today.
It's
Yeah, it
still
could be.
paused.
It's still
I think that was
paused.
the only tournament that got canceled in like almost the history of the world.
The history of the world.
A tournament of that scale.
It was that
yeah,
big.
just got canceled. We got there, and
It was like a
Yeah,
big
it's funny
prize pool.
I thought it was funny
It was-
too
it was a really big
you had to
prize
win
pool.
You flew out there.
qualifiers to get
Did
in.
you fly out there?
we did since I was with
You already-
Fnatic,
We already
right? And so we had to be in Europe anyway for DreamHack.
So you just stayed.
It was
in-
like before or after.
Oh, is that?
It
I
like
think-
coincided.
Isn't that when
somehow.
you just stayed in Europe? Or?
Yeah, we just stayed. So
Yeah.
we were there for a while.
Okay.
So since Fnatic was hosting the tournament, we got to skip the qualifiers basically, and there he goes.
Okay.
We got to skip the qualifiers,
I like the win.
and so we got just right in. Only 4 teams. I mean, I think who was there? There was
It
Condu
was
Panthera,
Rise.
Rise Nation,
Rise Nation. There's us.
NIP.
NIP, Condu Panthera. So it was only 4 of us. It was a big prize pool too.
It was only 4 teams. Oh, they flew you out for a 4-team event.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was each region had a qualifier,
Yeah.
and then the top teams that qualified
Now did
went forward.
each region had a qualifier with?
Yeah.
So it's only 2 top teams. Wait.
Well, there were 3 regions,
regions.
and Fnatic was there by
And
default.
So
we went
2
there for
NA
free.
teams.
Yeah, 1 NA team,
No.
1 European
You
team,
went for free.
1 Korean team. We went for
Fnatic
free.
hosted the event, so
Yeah.
their
Oh,
team
so-
was always going to be.
No, MSI hosted it.
Or MSI,
was our
but it was
sponsor.
Fnatic
Ah.
MSI, right?
All these things are coming together now.
Yeah.
That
So-
makes sense.
Yeah, we get there and And the tournament wasn't run great, and there were a lot of problems.
Well, clearly it
There were
didn't
a lot of
happen.
problems.
So
A lot of
I
problems.
hope there were a lot of problems. that
Every
did happen.
single area where there could have been a problem, there was a problem. There was a problem with the hardware. There was a problem with the servers. There was a problem with the venue. The good thing about the venue was they gave us a bunch of coupons. It actually took place in a train station, and this train station had a ton of restaurants. So they gave us a bunch of coupons to go wherever we wanted. So I had like $300 worth of coupons to go to Wagamama, and I couldn't use them all. So we went there and we ate, like, we got some noodles. I gave the rest of the coupons to one of the security guards. So,
That was like similar
Dang,
to like
it's your guy.
BlizzCon. Like
My guy.
it's similar to BlizzCon. Like when you go to BlizzCon, Blizzard gives you like
yeah,
coupon, like they're like little tickets, like meal
they had a
tickets.
little snack
You can go to-
table, kind of like we have, but not as good.
They,
but-
yeah, definitely not as good. And you can go to any restaurant you want though. Like they give you like those vouchers for it. Like this year we got vouchers, and it was like, you know how it's like at the restaurant, the hotel usually. This year it was like, go to any restaurant you want. It's on us.
Sounds like they're up in the game. Playing at BlizzCon though, I mean that was always kind of like my dream when I was younger, and I was
Yeah,
like,
me too.
playing WoW.
For a while for me, yeah, I wanted to play BlizzCon for a
I was
while.
playing WoW, and like I would watch BlizzCon tournaments or whatever, and see whatever game it was at the time. It was probably like Warcraft 3 or like StarCraft
For
or
me, it was just
WoW Arena. It was
always WoW Arena for me because like that's what I did before.
yeah.
Overwatch.
And then when we finally, like when you and I finally got to play there, it was a crazy experience.
Because they just moved the StarCraft stage from that big
Right.
dome to like the main, like they moved it to like one of the separate halls that they have it for, and they gave like Overwatch like the main hall, and like that crowd was like filled, and then,
5,000 people in the crowd,
Yeah.
and then the line
Lined
was
out the door.
extending out the door.
dude,
It was
we
nuts.
walked out the doors for BlizzCon, and there was just people everywhere. And then, like the second like you try to get out of the place, everyone was like watching you, so like they knew exactly who you were, and you could like not escape. You couldn't escape.
That was probably, I mean, a lot of the we've done a lot of tournaments and they've all been a lot of fun, but I think BlizzCon is by far the most fun and the most like meaningful for me. And
I mean, it was the most meaningful for me because like
I mean, obviously you won. We had the potential to win when we played together.
we should have won.
We could have won.
We
It was
should've
like
won.
we played really well. I mean,
No one expected us to do anything.
Right.
Like zero.
people,
People thought we were gonna lose at group stages.
I know,
Everyone.
we were really good.
People thought we were gonna lose to like
Really good.
Australia.
One problem
it wasn't Australia. What was it?
You didn't
New
orb
Zealand.
Sinatra, so we lost.
Yeah,
That's it.
that was debunked.
You
already.
really should have orbed Sinatra.
Should have orbed Sinatra.
That was debunked.
I don't know, dude.
I didn't get stuck on Tracer. Savio be stuck him 1v1, not me.
Well, Orb would have saved him, so
Or would have saved him.
That was a lot of fun.
for sure.
I mean, I guess the
I think
Overwatch League is a lot of fun too. It's different, I guess. I mean, homestands aren't really the same thing. It's kind of like the old tournaments. It was a little bit like each one you were in that city for like 5 days. You know, you were
Yeah.
there for a while. Like
Yeah.
you'd have the day where you fly in, and then you'd have like a day of,
You have
of
media.
whatever, and you have like a
Yeah.
day of media, and you have like 2 days of tournaments, and you have like a day afterwards to chill out. And so
Yeah.
it was kind of like each little event was a bit of like had a little bit of vacation attached to it too, because they're pretty relaxed. Even though like you're there to work, we still had a lot of time to chill and do a lot of stuff. I
Yeah.
think the best one, I mean, BlizzCon is the best, but like after BlizzCon it would be like MLG Vegas.
that was fun.
You didn't go to that,
No.
but yeah, we were at the Mandalay Bay, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do there.
I think like the biggest thing about events is that what
Lot
I
of gambling.
I think what I miss the most right now about events, like separate events, that it was that like you have like the freedom the day before to do what you want.
Yeah.
And then like the day after, like it feels like events like they're way more like I don't know how to explain it. You can win events by just good preparation but like in a league format, you can only prepare so much because like you can't really throw someone off with a comp like 1 week and then the next week do it again because everyone's already ready for it. So like events, like you can surprise people completely and win a match. So like it's literally anyone's game, and I think that was like the biggest benefit of like tournaments. So I think like right now in like season 3, they introduced tournaments and whatnot, and like
The other
the tournament format, especially like right now, reminds me a lot of like that. But I think like it reminds me a lot of like what it was before Overwatch League, and I think like bringing that back is really important for like competitors because like tournament formats are way more fun to play in.
I
Honestly,
mean, we're seeing a return
the game on
of
now?
that.
Game on now?
It looks like. But like I was saying, just to finish my thought, like we're seeing a return.
Yeah.
Of
It's
that.
because
And
it's really exciting.
People like it a lot. And people like playing
People
it.
love watching.
and-
People will love watching events because like events you can only watch once. You can't watch every single week.
Right.
It's not reliable.
Yeah.
And like
There's more at stake,
anyone
so.
can win an event, right? So it's like it's up for tables.
Yeah.
Like no one expected Paris to win this one, and they won. But before that, no one expected Florida to even make it out of like the first stage. They got to the finals. Like it's like really important to have events because like the way you prepare for an event rather than a league is completely different than the way you would prepare for a regular match. Yeah. So like I prefer tournaments.
Ooh, Decade.
And tournaments you can really make your name for. People were like, remember how well he played? They won that tournament. Like that's you. It's not like
that's like a one and done.
yeah. It's
So
really it's like when you win a match, it's like oh they won that match, but it's not as important if they won that tournament. You know what I mean? Like it's very different. I love winning tournaments. Like I won a couple Alienware tournaments way
Yeah,
back.
I mean the lands are different.
Lands are different,
Yeah.
but I got to win World Cup. I'm trying to bolster it. Keep saying I won it.
But you won World Cup?
Yeah,
was
Wait,
you?
you did?
that was me.
He told
Wait,
me.
when?
This year, last year.
Wait, what?
Yeah, November.
I don't remember seeing that.
November,
Are you sure?
November 8th. I played against the world's greatest competitors.
Wait, you even know the date?
Yep.
Oh my god.
November 8th, the world's greatest competitors.
I don't know where I
bolstered
was.
and beat. That was it's like truly special. I think like what makes me sad is that our roster in 2017, our first year, was completely capable of winning. But we had a really like I think the problem with this has always like been the problem with structure in certain scenes. I think other games,
Oh, okay.
some regions have better structure. I think NA has always been very lackadaisy. So like, we
It's a
didn't really.
cultural thing.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing. It's a lot to do with the cultural thing, but it's like it can be very easily changed. So like for instance, like we were very like well structured, but like we didn't have like the structure or preparation like Korea did when we played.
Yeah.
But if when we played in Overwatch League, we realized that like the
It's like
Koreans,
the iterative process.
there could, blood could be drawn from these Korean players that were supposed to be so good, and it felt like it was very like they were very beatable, right? And that was like what we had like a stigma like that. They were like just so much better in every way, like it was hard, right? But that we realized that wasn't a reality when we played against Korea because we started destroying them early. Like we had like such a good series, we should have won that. But in the end of the day, their preparation was better, right? So we lost. But and like attack didn't jump off the map.
Never lived that down.
I always talk to him about that. I like remember that time he jumped off the map. He's like, because he went to scratch his nose and he just left. He goes.
Sorry about that. Oh, God.
Okay, we're still trying to
You gotta
figure
text on your
everything
Samsung
out.
phone.
The power of the Samsung phone. Give me a second.
No worries. What else is going on?
Yeah, I guess Discord got DDoSed at some point, so it was a little
If
bit.
you're not too familiar with DDoSing is, it's basically like
Someone
it's
attacked.
like a bunch of computers attacking like one network.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that there's like a million connections being attempted at one time.
Yeah,
I think that's,
and they just overload the servers, so like people can't stay connected, and people are doing it intentionally, which is very illegal, to prevent us from doing
Don't
this
worry,
because
we'll-
they heard how good our production was, so now they're doing it intentionally to sabotage us.
We'll get 'em,
It was
don't
probably
worry.
Dallas actually. Let's blame Dallas on this one. It was Dallas fuel. It's probably James.
It's
my joke.
No,
It's not your joke anymore.
You took his joke.
No one remembers that.
I
You
just
took
said
his joke.
It's been 5 minutes. You said the same joke.
Nah, I don't
Come
know.
on.
Prove it.
It's literally in the VOD.
Nah, it was offline when it happened. It's my joke now.
We'll see.
You know what's true in your heart. But
You don't have a heart.
How are you living? You zombie?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I like how this match, like I was talking earlier about this match, right? About how we were running a different comp than them, and I was wondering why, and I felt like their comp was stronger and weaker in some cases, but we're running now a mirror, and I think we will excel it this way more than they do. This is a close map still,
Yeah.
but it looks like it's in our control, which makes me very happy. I think,
As soon as we
Scott-
held the snowball.
yeah, so we have a minute to cap 33.3%. Or it's 33.34 or whatever, and if we can cap that 1%, if we cap that, sorry, that 33%,
yeah.
that one tick will win this map, and we put ourselves in the
I mean,
position. We put ourselves in the position that we can draw.
We can't
but
lose this now.
we can't lose, and we put ourselves in the position to win. They have no choice but to hold us now. And if we win, we go up 2-0.
For sure.
Yeah. So we look like the better team right now, and it makes me very happy. It makes me proud of the boys.
The only scary thing was the first point fight. We lost the first point, and then there was a snowball fight.
Yeah.
We managed to hold a snowball fight, and then the rest of the map they couldn't come back.
And I think the way the map works, like the geometry of it and everything, it makes it very easy for attackers to win the first fight. So
Yeah. Do you like us running Sombra here? Well, we're currently on Sombra. Maybe we're just scouting. Maybe we play Sombra.
I don't
So-
agree with the Sombra because I think Sombra's a ramp up here that needs a little bit of time sometimes.
Yeah.
But if Dante has like a good mindset about it, I'll trust Dante with whatever pick
If
he.
Dante gets a hack or gets
Yeah,
an
if Dante
EMP,
is confident in
yeah,
getting himself a hack, that's fine. But like I believe in like the Tracer first point because it's just like such a
it's a lot of pressure.
I believe in Dante.
I believe in Dante
Yeah.
too. That's why I said if he believes in like his Sombra thing.
In my heart of hearts, I believe in Dante.
So what, we've been on like the upswing a bit. So like, how do you feel about like what's happening? Like, what do you think is happening in our team compared to like earlier on in the season?
Uh,
I mean, like,
okay, we didn't have the best structure last season. We had a lot of things going on. We brought in.
we had a very unique situation. I think
Exactly.
it's no secret that like,
I mean, we were going in between orgs.
we were the
right?
least supported team. we were the least supported team of the entire league, right? I mean,
Yeah, to some
our
extent.
day to day was like we go to the office and the only interaction we have with like our greater staff is just like our coaches and then like
Yeah.
our GM, and there's no one else. There was no other support or structure like whatsoever.
Yeah. And then, but to extend on that point, as soon as like we brought in a bunch of new people, and it takes time to figure things out as a team. It takes time to adjust and to learn each other, and it's like a whole new project. We had to build from ground zero, you know. And we finally got some building blocks in that process, and that's why you're starting to see us succeed a lot.
Yeah, no, like you said earlier, it is an iterative process where you're building off of each step. And
Easy
I mean,
to go.
this is what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Right?
I went really quiet, but I was just like,
This is like the old days.
Yeah.
I was winning. Well, we have to win first.
Yeah.
We're gonna win. Don't worry.
Well, I said easy
It's
2-0.
it's never over.
It's
until
not.
over.
No, it's over. This
Wait.
map is over. Let's see the play of the game. Oh, this is good. Unbelievable.
Wow, you got a kill. You got 2. He's owning.
This is a very complex algorithm at work.
3. Nice. 4.
Oh my god,
He's
actually.
actually
Unbelievable, Jexy.
Wow.
We
Does that mean we get a halftime break too?
No.
What
We
was
have to
this
give our
talk
halftime
about?
analysis.
Hey, look, it's you.
Half the time I didn't get to watch it. 'cause it was-
Discord's fault, first of all.
Yeah, so how am I supposed to get the halftime analysis?
Well, we're up 2-0. So what's your analysis on that?
I mean, it goes as expected.
I mean, once again, we're here doing a coach stream. We're working with the Overwatch League to do this we're one of the first teams that they wanted to do something like this with. So we have like the direct feed, and we're here just to get a little bit of like behind the scenes look at stuff, and
Yeah.
just some more support for our team as we move towards the Countdown Cup. And this whole thing is presented by GameStop as well. So yeah.
My analysis of the match is that Dallas is trash.
Go into this guy's analysis.
Whoa.
Hold on.
How's it going,
Hold
guys?
on.
Wait, we have
Who's
a guest?
Who's
Who's
this?
this?
Come on in.
We have a special guest?
I'm coming in.
Where am I-
Scoot
Scoot over.
What was
Let's
Share.
let's share a chair here. Let's find a way to make this work.
Is it like this? What the hell?
All right.
Wait, I
So,
have.
now
how's
that
it
you're
going,
here, would
guys?
you like one at home?
Yeah, would you want to
I
try a
would love
hometown twister?
one.
What
I
is
would
that?
love one. This one
it
is Burleson. It's a train.
We got a
Okay.
train. We have
All
actually.
right.
I stole the Houston cookie earlier, the one with the
Yeah,
rocket
this
on
would have
it.
been a really good.
Yeah, this would have been a good
segment.
time for me to
Yes.
eat that cookie, but I ate it earlier.
He couldn't keep his
instead.
hands off the hometown twister.
No.
I had to give
no.
my analysis of the match. I said Dallas is trash. That's
Hold on.
Dallas is
We're
trash.
I think they're carried by only one player, and they can't.
Look,
They guys not
Rawkus,
playing
you've been talking
Sorry,
for like
you
2
okay?
hours. Dream just got here for 1 second ago.
We're here.
So-
Well, actually, we can hear a little more from Rawkus while I enjoy
There you
this,
go.
The
this
hometown
twister
twister.
here. Yeah.
I think I'm not surprised that it's 2-0. I think Dallas is a trash team, and I think they're only
my
carried
God.
by Decay. And when he's playing well, he's really
I
playing
dare
well,
you.
and he's really young. I'm not afraid to say things that are on my mind. I think that we're just way better in every position. I think just it's Decay and his friends, so I'm not really too worried.
Decay and his friends.
How's that
And
cookie?
Jane. Jane.
So that's it's cinnamon spice, cream cheese filling. What do you think?
Yeah.
Delicious, of course.
Delicious. I mean, we've been just there's hardly any left. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. True.
So
Yeah.
we have Dream, Coach Dream.
Hi,
here.
assistant coach here. As far as the match so far, I don't disagree with the ideas of what Rawkus is saying, but I definitely would give a little more respect to Dallas. I mean, we are like rivals, and I always really like beating them, and I have strong feelings about them, obviously. But they're a good team. Like, they've beaten us in the past. I don't want to make it sound like we don't have any respect for them. We definitely took prep this week very, very seriously. And I think you can see that in our match so far. I am also not surprised that it is 2-0 though. And I do think that we've been making some mistakes that we haven't been making during the week. So I think it should be maybe even a cleaner 2-0 because it's a close 2-0.
It's a
like
really
we can't pretend like it's 2-0, but it hasn't been a blowout so far. You know what I mean?
It should have gone either way.
We
It
lost feed.
We
lost feed for a little while during Full Sky. We saw there was a pause. What was the pause about?
I think it had to do with like the Discord servers getting messed up, so it like stops the league admins from being able to do the stuff they need to. So they had everybody like reset and rejoin the server. I don't think it was anything like player or team side. I think they just wanted to reset everything with the server outages to make sure nothing happened like in the middle of the match. They like had it paused in between the fights.
Fix the problem before they had to do something.
Before it was like a disaster or something. Yeah, just getting ahead of it. So it was a long pause though.
Really long.
And that always, sucks when you're a team that just won a really big fight and you feel like you have a lot of momentum and then you have like a 20-minute pause.
Yeah, we were talking about
not
that.
The best.
Exactly.
The other thing that's really weird is when you have to keep track of everything, like ultimates. I think you're not allowed to talk about the game during the pause.
Yes.
The 20-minute pause.
It's
all of
really
a sudden
hard to
you're
remember
thinking,
what their ults
okay,
are.
what's going on? Like, what just happened? I know we won a fight, but what's going on?
What ults did they use in that long, scrappy fight? It
and
was hard to keep track
did
of
they use them
anyways.
in? And will they have this one
like
coming
they
back?
used trance early in the fight. Do we think they have another trance yet? Like, or are they at like 60 or 70%?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Stuff like that is really, really a strain, but
and you can't talk about it while there's a pause.
Exactly. You can't discuss it at all.
You gotta talk to your teammates. You're just quiet.
So, well, they were talking about just random stuff, but just not allowed to talk about the game. And of course, there are admins in the TeamSpeak server, so they can hear. So, like, we were like, guys, so what do we want to do? And the admins were like, guys, you can't. And they're like, oh, right. And then Rappel was like, I wanna. And then he was like, oh no, wait, I can't talk.
Back in my day, that wasn't a problem. We can talk whatever.
He's a tough guy.
We can talk about whatever we wanted, and they say no. We still talk about it because the other team would talk about it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing when we're remote. Obviously, like we're not going to talk about it because like they gave us the pause was so long. We're allowed to like get up for bathroom break and like stuff like that. And we're just like, look, like don't talk about it. Let's do the right thing. Let's trust that they'll do the right thing. Like there's no refs here making sure we don't talk, but like. We want to win because we feel like we played better, not because we did some weird shady stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're remote, like Dream said, and Blizzard does that. We're doing the best we can to to regulate this. Yeah. So Blizzard has a lot of like mitigation in place, I suppose. Like there's referees, a lot of communication. So it's still pretty strict, even though we're remote. So yeah, competitive integrity is really important. There's lots of anti-cheat measures going on. We have a few different layers there, even too, that we have to prep every week and constantly update. So I think that Blizzard does a really good job of maintaining that integrative competitive.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that we're remote.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. And yeah, I think it's just also on the teams to participate in all that stuff in good faith, right? Because for COVID concerns, obviously they're not going to send a referee to our physical location.
And then have them travel all the time.
Exactly. That's just no good.
Time bomb.
So yeah. There's just, I mean, I wouldn't feel good about someone that just flew here from LA or from some other like
from other
team
being that
location.
Person too.
Yeah, and then coming here. Yeah. So makes a ton of sense, but it's just been a lot of cooperation between the teams and the league to adapt. And I think when we first moved to online, it was just people getting used to it, people like missing playing on stage and like the hype of that and having the audience and everything. But I think most teams have gotten pretty acclimated to it. And thankfully, we're not one of the teams that has some players like still in Europe or still in Korea split up on like a big ping and time zone difference. We're all here in Houston, so.
And it's also, I mean, this is familiar to us too. A lot of us have competed online for years and years.
Yeah, we've got a lot of old men on the team that
you can't.
How dare you?
I got a haircut, so you can't see my gray hair. But if I didn't, let me tell you, it'd be
get all the
like Albert Einstein.
Yeah, I'm too terrified to get a haircut. That's why my hair looks like this right now. I haven't gotten a haircut in like 2 months, bro.
I got clippers, and that's it. I barely touched it, and that's it.
Hi, Mecco! But yeah, I mean, we're happy with how the match has gone so far. We feel like we showed that we can beat them with Rhine comps and in the dive mirror.
Yep.
So going into halftime, feeling like whichever style we want to play, we can win on, obviously makes us feel really confident going into the.
It's a good
second
statement to
half,
have.
right?
It's not you're not winning just because of the comp decisions. You're winning because you're also outplaying them in similar comps.
Yeah. We can just play whatever we feel comfortable on, whatever we feel is better on the map. We feel really good on both sides of the matchup. So
For sure.
yeah. That's good. And that's. I don't know. This has been a really weird week with the hero pools because there's like a ban for a core hero on like all the styles, right? So like Marissa's banned, so you can't play like super good double shield. You end up playing Ryan in double shield, which is like kind of awkward. And then Widow is banned, so that affects double shield, but it also affects dive. And then Mei is banned, so that affects rush. And then Anna is banned, and that affects dive. So you end up playing like Briggs and dive comps, which is weird. And Moira, Lucio, rush. So it's like every comp you play is like a suboptimal version of like what the comp should be.
That's what we're good at.
In the playoffs.
So it's really weird. But yeah, we experimented a lot this week. We played a lot of different comps. We played against a lot of different comps. But we feel like we have like good flexibility in this meta, and we can just play whatever matchup we think will work the best in that situation.
Yeah, and if something doesn't end up working out, you feel comfortable switching.
Just switching, yeah. We can just full swap to whatever style we want.
Nice
in this week. It feels really, really good. So on like the Brawly Koth maps, we just play Rhine, or when we just need one tick, we can just play Rhine and run at you with Moira. And we can also just play the dive and look for the outplay with our like flankers and our zones. So.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like this week is very much like a big mix-up, which is what the hero pools are supposed to be about too. So this is like maybe like is this the biggest example of a week that has really thrown a wrench?
Yeah, this is the worst hero pool of the season, and we'll have to play it again next week for sure. Not a fan of this hero pool at all. I think we're set up to succeed in this hero pool, but I think it's a bad hero pool.
All right.
Bad for competition, or bad as in like it just affects so many things.
I think what's
it
weird
just breaks every comp.
I think what's weird was some of the DPS that got banned. I think Mei shouldn't have got, like, it was weird that Mei and Anna got banned. Like those two are like very weird. Like it should have been like either Bap or Brig in my opinion.
Well, Brig couldn't get banned because she was banned in the last hero pool. Yeah. And the way the Bap and the Anna worked out was Anna had like 10.8% pick rate or something, and you have to have 10% to be able to get banned. And Bap was at like 75 or 80% or something like that. And Anna got picked.
This meta would be a lot better actually if Bap got banned over Anna.
If Bap got banned, it would just be all dive comps.
Yeah, which would have been way easier to like diagnose.
We would be rolling if it was just Anna dive all the time. Yeah,
all right.
It would not be.
So you think you think a lot of hero pools favor us over Dallas specifically? Because
I think any hero pool favors us.
I mean, again, I don't want to. I'm not trying to like disrespect Dallas. Like they've beaten us multiple times. They are a good team, especially when their DPS players are like really in the zone. And actually, honestly, credit to Crimzo today. I think his Zen has been better than I expected it would have been. Traditionally, I don't think of Crimzo as like a star Zen player, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, ups to Repel. I think Repel's been popping, but I expected us to be able to punish Crimzo a lot harder, and I think he's been playing pretty well. But yeah, I think that they have some bright spots in their roster, but when you look at the rosters as a whole, I think on paper in any meta, I take our roster for sure.
Okay.
But again, that's confidence in my own team, right? I'm not trying to just like stomp on Dallas here.
To be fair, whether or not you actually believed in that, you would say it.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. If I felt like they were better in dive, so we don't want to play the dive matchup, I would say that. I would say that. I feel like we can take them in any match.
I just feel like individually, like for every player, we're more comfortable on like every kind of comp than I feel like they would be. So I just feel like we're just the better team overall.
I would say the only thing that they would have an advantage in is they can have Decay swap from tracer to hit scan.
Yeah, that's the only thing that works.
And if we want to run full dive or if we want to run a hit scan, we have to make a sub.
Yep.
So that's the advantage that their roster gives them, but that's the only one I can think of.
And
that's literally the only thing.
in a lot of metas, that doesn't necessarily matter, right?
Yeah, this season that hasn't really mattered almost at all.
Yeah,
there really hasn't been a time where your hit scan needs to flex tracer or your tracer needs to flex hit scan, unless it's like you want to come back fast.
Because usually your tracer player is
Mine's on
permanently tracer.
Yes.
It's not like where your tracer's interchangeable with Sombra. Like,
Yeah.
that has not been a thing.
Yes, that is
only
not
in the
been a
beginning of the
thing.
season where that was the thing. Like, it hasn't been nothing in a while.
Yeah. It has almost never happened this entire season, so it hasn't
How's
really
that
been a
Texas
problem
heat
for us at
treating
all.
you?
It's good.
It's good.
I'm trying to focus on sitting on a chair that I'm not sitting on.
What's in it?
Straddling two
I'm
chairs,
sitting-
bro.
Yeah.
One per cheek.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I'm being called away. I think we're hopping back into it, but thanks for having
Thanks
me,
for
guys.
joining us. Good luck.
All right, we got our chairs back.
God. That was not comfortable for me at all.
I was very comfortable, actually.
For you?
You should have scooted in. What's your problem?
I could have moved the chair a little bit too. I had a little table.
So,
Right.
so we know what next map is?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
No?
No.
I think it's gonna be the first map was Koth and
Oasis,
2CP, so it's gonna be
well,
payload.
I don't remember the
Payload.
move. I feel like
It's not hybrid because we
I
just
think
play
one's
control.
Eichenwald.
Well,
I think
there's
Eichenwald and I don't know the other map. I might be Eichenwald. I don't know. I remember looking at the maps and then forgetting them. I remember I paid attention the first two. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Let's take some questions. See what we
Okay.
got. Hold on, give me a second. Went through that. Yeah, we covered a lot of these questions actually.
pretty much covered every question that the fans asked.
Oh, actually, we missed this one.
Okay.
This one's kind of.
It's the one you're in right now.
No, it's this one. So, how much time does Rawkus spend on his beard compared to his hair? What do you think of that?
I spend way more time on my beard actually.
What do you think of that question?
I mean, some people want to know, right? I don't really have anything to think about it. Some people just they want to know questions. So I spend more time because it's actually like a more. I don't straighten my hair, and I have to straighten my beard. Like I have a beard straightener, and I blow dry it. I feel like
What's a beard straightener?
it's literally just imagine a hair
It's like
straightener.
it's like a
Yeah,
an iron thing.
it's like an iron with its own bristles.
clamp it
Bristles
and
heat.
use it.
Yeah, and they put bristles through your beard because it's obviously not as long as your hair, and you can't make contact with your skin. So it just like goes inside. And then,
Yeah, I have very I have curly hair, kind of a little
Yeah,
curly,
for me.
and I it's not that
mine's
texture.
really mine's really curly.
Mine gets a little curly, and it's
Is it
very
smooth?
course my hair too. So,
Mine's
like,
coarse too.
I've
It already
straight-
looks this nice because I put nice.
I've
product.
straightened my hair before, but
Oh, on your head or your beard?
my hair.
Ah, okay.
Straightened it before. I never let it get that long. I mean,
I want to grow a beard down here.
the problem is when it gets that long is it gets heavy. Feeling. I think that's
You don't notice it.
You-
You wear
you
it
do-
every day. You don't notice
you
it.
do notice it.
See, I was right.
It's annoying.
It's payload.
You do notice it because I can see that you shaved right here.
That's because I get food in my mouth.
Exactly, you notice it. It's annoying.
No, you said heaviness. I don't notice that.
You do. You're a
No,
liar.
he
You're
doesn't
a liar.
use beard.
You're missing nerves then. I don't know.
No, you just don't feel. It's like
You
imagine.
do feel it.
No, it's like.
No,
I
you're
give,
a liar.
I'm siding with Matt.
I'll give an example. Okay, so you're working out and you're losing weight, right? But you look at yourself every day in the mirror and it feels like you're not making progression until you look at yourself at the scale or in pictures, right? Because you see yourself every day, you don't see the changes. It's just like when you grow old, you don't see the changes in yourself. Like
I
it's
do.
you
every
don't
day.
you don't
That's one of my greatest fears.
Sure, but I'm telling you, you don't feel the changes is because you're used to it all
Each
day.
day.
It's not like one day you gained a pound because your beard is heavier. It's like you can notice it when you try to sleep because it's like in the way and you're like pushing it around and you're like moving it around. But like that's the only time you really notice it.
What do you
Keeps you warm. I guess.
What do you think of this comp?
Need that in
Reaper
Texas.
Sombra ball. Nice. Good comp.
We're attacking. I don't know if we're going with the
Or
ball.
trolling.
We might be. It could actually
They're
be.
trolling. No,
Okay.
this is looking a lot better as time
We'll,
goes on.
We'll speed boost out the gate, but we'll go back to the Brig. I actually think he might. I don't know if we play Ryan with Briggs Zen. We might, but like, you see, I think it was either
They
ball or
were, we were
Winston.
deciding.
Yeah.
We could have done Lucio Mara and Ryan comps too. But
Yeah.
it's more. See, we're looking
So
what they have and
They,
trying to counter
they
what they
benched
have.
Decay for Oni God, so now they're exclusively going to be playing
What do you think of Onigod?
Onigod's a player that's always
He's been around for a while.
He's like really mechanically gifted. He's really good mechanically. I haven't watched too much of him since Overwatch League, but like before Overwatch League, he was actually so good.
I respect Onigod as a player a lot because he has not been given the opportunity to prove himself besides in like the World Cup format when he plays. Yeah. I don't want to say what country it's for because I feel like I will mess it up.
You will forget. Yeah.
It's either I don't think it's them. It's either Denmark or Norway. I forgot exactly which one. That's just my fault.
I'm not sure.
He's just a really good player, and he finally made it into the big scene. He's always been really giftedly, like really gifted mechanically. I think he's been slept on. Like a lot of the European players have been slept on, and I'm glad he has like a chance to make his debut. Unfortunately, I wish he was on a better team because like he could like really excel. Yeah. He has very crazy mechanics. So, but I think he's a very confident player no matter what, and I think like it's exciting for him. He does have like to be getting playtime for a player like Decay. It must really show like how good he is. You know.
Yeah. I like to see like his Pluto.
Maybe it's just one of those things where he just like he's working better right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe like maybe they make this switch because this is what they practice, or maybe they make this switch because they feel like Decay is not.
He could be a Route 66 specialist.
He could.
Just like we're Route 66 and.
So when I saw this, I saw him on Ashe, and you could probably say that Onigod's Ashe could potentially be better than Decay. Decay is like an exceptional Ashe player. But maybe they think his Ashe is better, and maybe they lock him into this role. The other maps, they had him on Tracer, so maybe this is what they're trying to do. But enough of talking about them. I don't want to talk about the Dallas Field. I'm trying to talk about our team, the Houston Outlaws. And
what do you think about Dante? 99.
I think you mean 99%.
99%.
99%. 100%. Dante is by far the best Sombra.
He's got his ultra ready.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing right now. He knows that if he catches his EMP before they use their Briggle, we're gonna win. So he's catching his EMP. Unfortunately, we did get the EMP.
We got the hack.
We hacked him. They popped Rally. We shouldn't hard commit to this. We should wait for the EMP, but we used a lot of ults. We actually made a big mistake here. We shouldn't have used B. Yeah, this is a very
it's a
6-man EMP, but this is a very bad EMP.
It's a classic winnable.
Because we messed up, we made a lot of big mistakes here. One we went with B and Blade. We should have only went with Blade, and the Blade should have been used to bait out the Brig Rally and maybe the BAP drone or something like that. And then we should have went in with BDMP. But the problem is that we had nothing to survive after we used B and Blade, so we ended up losing our...
C9?
They might C9. No, that's not. They have Flux, they're using
1 meter away.
They have Primal coming. Winnable. Genji's dead. Just careful for the Primal. He's split our backline. You should win this. They're way too low.
They're Primalings though.
They have a
the Primal can still win them the fight. They don't have Repel there, so it's
like 5 HP.
Repel finally just got there.
They have, I don't know where Bob is. Bob's dead now.
No, they found game 2. This is a winnable fight for us. Now we're all healthy. We have both the gap.
There we go. And now we have all advantage too. At least this next fight. We're gonna have EMP, Shatter, EMP. Trying to catch some spawners. Don't think we can punish too hard. No one's on the cap right now. Yeah. We need to reset for now. Alright, next fight. I think this next fight's gonna look good for us, but the fight after might be hard depending on how this fight goes. We need to be careful not to die to Blade too. Okay, start with Cole. Reset off their window too. Nice.
We're gearing up.
How do you think they were gonna start this?
I
think they have Blade.
I think we just play it slow and we look for EMP Shatter.
We hit it.
The second they Blade, we drop B.
We have to. This is a pretty. It could have been better execution.
We should have just looked for.
Like, still trying to clutch us out. It's still going not terrible.
One of the positions, one of the advantages that we had to start this fight was that we had control of like how the fight would go. They had kills. Yeah, we're getting kills. We're trading well, but their comps are trading. They trade better because they have Winston. We have Brent.
Yeah, I think if anything, this baited them into using more ults than they would have normally.
But now we have. But now they have Rally and we have Cole.
Sig. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to make a big outplay here. Dante needs to find a hack on their Sigma as he pops Flux, because if he doesn't, then the Flux is gonna be really punishing. It's really hard to survive a Flux when you don't have beat. We do have Coalescence, but it might be a problem still. So they're gonna have Rally. Dallas will have like a really good time at stabilizing. They found that Sigma and they picked them instantly. So this is not even
incredible.
That was a big misplay from Dallas. Not surprised though, honestly.
Oh my god.
Not surprised.
Yeah. No,
That was special.
like they had a pretty good fight coming up there, and then they just misplayed
They
it
threw
at
it
the
away.
very beginning.
And they also
With-
popped their rally.
It's also really good on us for punishing them super hard.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we notice a mistake, we went in on them. You know. Alright. So they still have all advantage here, but we're coming up on an EMP and they don't have rally. So that's always like a. Anytime you have EMP, the fight's winnable, depending on how it starts. You know. Just depends on if we end up wanting to use it or not. We're also coming
over like 3 years, we won like 1 Route 66.
Yeah, against Valiant.
Always lost.
Which was weird, because like I don't think we had like a mental
I don't know,
block
it's a weird
against it.
map.
Like we always felt like confident. Like we never felt like, oh my god, we have root. You know what I mean? Like, it was never like that.
It
We
is
just
always
couldn't win
turned
it.
out that we lost.
We just couldn't win it. It was so weird.
Another good fight for us.
A lot of things that people don't realize about too is like Hydration was not a Ryan player at all. He like never played this hero, and to play it at like professional level like right now, and be like confident in it. He like plays against some of like the best Ryans in the world, and he still doesn't get like manhandled by them. He doesn't get beat up by the other Reinhardt. It's like he holds his own.
I really like that how we're just running at them. And
Yeah, we're not
they
afraid.
They can't stop it.
I always love the spot.
Yeah, this is a classic spot for my old
Yeah,
teammate Shadowburn.
spot.
This is where he used to hide.
Yeah, we're just overall thinking here because this last fight should be close. Okay. It's still winnable. They have a Reaper coming out. We have to make sure we don't die to the Reaper.
Yeah, bring the DPS back.
Bring in the DPS, dude. Where is he? I don't even see him. Oh, he would teleport it back home.
Where did that go?
We should still win this.
Hope so.
It was a really good cap from us. Just punishing them nonstop.
Capping with a minute remaining on this map is really important.
Root's a weird
Yeah.
map.
So a lot of the times
Then
you
the
don't
time
cap this
runs.
map at all, and you have the character right there.
Root is so short. Root's
Yeah,
a short
yeah.
map.
I think why it's so hard to cap on this map is that the spawn is so close to the last point. Like you just walk out and you're right there again, over and over and over.
Right.
So like actually finishing this map is like really important. Usually you end the point and then you get full held right there at that corner. Like the very end spot right there, you just don't cap because the
You just
spawn's
run
so
out of
close.
time. Not
Yeah,
much
you just
time.
run out of time because Root
Yeah.
is actually a map that has less time than other maps. So
Yeah, and you could see that our tank bank would have gone to that situation if we wouldn't have gotten two really clean fights. One where we killed Note right away, and the other one where we ran
Yeah,
up to USA.
we would have had
in
0
one
time
fight.
remaining if we didn't
But
find
you
that
can
pick.
get stuck there.
Yeah.
You also get stuck on this point.
Yep.
A lot.
This point, it's really hard because the attacking spawn's really far away from the cap. I really like us playing Ryan against their Winston Sigma. It seems like they can't handle us running at them. So we might have just been warming up from the first match or the first map where you saw that we overextended and we didn't necessarily chase well. But from here, you can tell that we definitely improved our execution at sort of using our composition strength against the Dallas.
I think a lot has to do with after we went up to a 2-0 lead, like as a player yourself, you tell yourself we're better than these guys. Like we just need to play like calm. Like if we're making mistakes now, we just realize why we're making mistakes. They're not the better team, so we're just focusing right now on being confident in our calls and just playing what we prepared. Because when you play what you prepared and you're confident in it, you just start. It starts a snowball effect.
Momentum is a real thing.
Yeah, I think that's a real big reason why, like, when I was playing this past year on Team USA, it's like we were really good at like keeping momentum 24/7 and building momentum like that. It snowballs into such an effect that the other team, it takes like something disastrous on your end to come back from it. You know?
Yeah, I don't mind this. We're losing this first
No,
time,
no,
but we were holding hard.
You want to
really
spawn
early.
camp early.
Yeah.
Like you want to spawn camp early because the potential chance of you winning that first fight
It
is
just
not.
snowballs the map.
Yeah.
You always get 2 fights.
If you do win
Yeah.
that first fight, it's
At
crazy.
least.
There used to be,
Yeah.
remember when Goats first came out, there was a 3 fight.
Yeah,
There's
there's
the 3 fights.
You would
Remember?
go
They would
straight
start there,
under.
and then you get
Yep.
another, and then you get another at the end.
Yeah,
There's
this first
a 3
point
fight.
is really long. Echo, nice.
Don
is really good
picking
at
at him
finding
a
the
little bit,
pressure.
a little bit pep,
Yeah.
as Spree would say, peppering.
Yeah,
That's what's-
peppering.
That's Free's thing.
It is Free's thing.
No, that's someone else's thing, and he took it.
Okay, it is
So
Free's
this
thing. It's now his thing.
Rest in peace.
Alright, see, we just punished someone by using speed boost against them. It's really, really straightforward. And more ult comes up like before anything else. Like we lost our first fight pretty convincingly, and we still had more ult before they used ult. Like that's just how it's just insane how that hero was built. Wow. I think while they could have very well died there.
I think that was a really good disengage by our team at the same time.
For sure.
Anyone could have got picked at the same. Anyone could have got picked from that if the disengage was a clean, but our team like realized what we needed to do. We backed up, we gave them the space. Now we're gonna re-engage probably with our beat first, beat blade, then we're gonna look for an EP afterwards. I think we're gonna just blade first down. See, we made a good choice this time. This time we didn't waste the beat. We used beat later in the fight to keep our players alive, but unfortunately Blase didn't find.
Well, then we used all three at the same time.
Yeah, unfortunately Blase found a shield bash to the face. I just was looking for a bait play here where maybe you can get a pin or either a shatter. You got a counter pin with the break. You counter pin the break. Yeah. So they both. That's the only one who could fall on the ground, right?
Well, I thought maybe Bob, but
yeah. Well, he would have fallen on the ground like Bob. Yeah. He like flopped over, you know.
Yeah.
So the break counter pinned him. I think who's behind? Is it Dante they're looking for?
They can still touch.
We can still touch. We will still touch.
I mean,
we need
a very much time based.
Blase died. Blase found the mega. This is really important. He died, unfortunately. That's a big shatter by hydration. Really big shatter. We need to focus on not seeing anything here. We need to group up together. I think the Coalescence is too premature, actually.
It is a little too early, yeah.
We need to look for a Diva Bomb right now when they start engaging. We need to back off slowly. Look for the Diva Bomb, and then we collapse on the Diva Bomb. Echo's looking. Yep, there it goes. We need to hard focus people on the point right now. The Sigma is really out of position. We can do this thing. Yeah, they have primal. I'm pretty sure Dallas will win this fight because they have both advantage. They have primal. They have both Tinkles and both.
I mean, we're fighting this entire time 4v6.
Exactly.
Like, they should
we're playing time.
Towards the end, we traded. Towards the end, we traded a Diva Bomb for the rally, and in the end, that's good value.
You want to get rid of the rally. The rally is much bigger.
You can always waste Moira ult because it builds so fast. We use the ult just to stabilize, but in the end,
I mean, he's at 60.
Now we have a free EMP. They don't have rally. They do have tank ults, so we need to look for the EMP before they find the tank ults. But I think what's going to happen is that Dante's going to stay safe. They're going to use their flux, and Dante's going to look to EMP it and cancel the flux, and then we're going to hard capitalize on their Sigma when he falls down.
Depends on where their backline is too. Ryan wants to run
it also really depends if their Winston gets a good engagement.
I like this too. Playing time bank again.
So Dante can't find this hack no matter what.
Wait, he had
Gamsu, yeah, but we can't capitalize on it.
That's fine. It stops their engage though.
It's on a good EMP on Gamsu. We found a good EMP on Gamsu again. Really good.
We're not letting Gamsu play the game.
So basically, we're just waiting off the EMPs here, which is really good. It's clean, but we need to focus on.
Well, it's also the hack. The Winston couldn't jump in or bubble when they were fluxing. So they lacked pressure on the flux, so they didn't get any kills.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we also EMP'd him so he couldn't prime.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so now we know that they don't have rally either. We have a blade. We have beat blade. We might not have to use beat. We probably will, depending on their ults. Okay.
We looked for a quick shatter there. Got blocked by the Winston bubble. That was a really good play by GameStop. But now we have beat to stabilize. We could also look for a blade towards the end of the beat. I think we need to wait because they're using ults right now. They're using primal. We might not even blade right now. Unless we stabilize really well, we might not blade. I don't think we're going to blade. I think Blase is smart.
I don't think we have to. Like,
we're forcing a lot of ults. We forced Echo. We forced Ash ult. We forced primal. Yeah. So we forced 3 ults for only a beat and a shatter.
Too. They bobbed.
Yeah, so so we're at the ult advantage. Now I think we're gonna take just a little bit of damage, try to build the coalescence, or just send our Diva out first to touch point while we spread out and look for a pick. Either we're looking for the Winston here because he doesn't have primal, or we assume that Sigma has like his ult, so we're gonna look for like a hack on him probably. I think right now if I were us right now, I'd be looking for the aggressive blade play with coalescence, and you pocket the heck out of Blase right now.
I really like this behind play when we know that they're windowing up top.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure.
That's really early from them too. Look at where their card is.
Yeah. Did they win? Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
that was a big misplay. The thing is, they don't know Blase's here, and he has a really easy dive right here. And it's pocketed by coalescence.
That was a really good positioning by Blase.
That was a really good setup by our team. Yeah. They had no idea that our Genji was behind.
And the Brig can't get up there to protect the bow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
60 seconds.
Sorry. You okay there, Matt?
Powerful Samsung phone.
Very powerful. Okay. Now they have Rally against our EMP again. You see how a lot of these ultimates sort of like stack up a lot of overtime.
The meta is pretty. It doesn't matter if you're playing Lucio or Brig. It's pretty much the same thing repetitively. Yeah. It's like, if they have rally, you have EMP. If they have EMP, you have beat. Like, it's always like the same thing. It's just like a way you play the game right now. Yeah. So it always lines up pretty much similar.
The only thing that that changes is you have to use the rally before the EMP.
Exactly. Dante needs to find the EMP before they rally, or the EMP. There we found the EMP before they rally, but they have a rally up. We found a pick on no. We found a pick on no. They still can win this because rally is such a powerful.
And they have.
We found the Diva mech. We found Jexy, or they found the Diva mech. They found Jexy. This is a really sloppy fight for us, actually. I think Dallas will count the win.
Yeah. I think they end up winning this.
That was a really well played, actually, by Dallas. They sacrificed their Sigma, and they just countered with Rally and had really good focus.
You gotta say that we could have also played that better, because we got an insta Sigma kill, but we overextended.
Do we beat on the reach test?
Yeah. We don't get a recontest
We probably don't.
Yeah, you're right.
because OT spawns.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you touch just not a bit.
The next fight we fight,
At least
we
get their time
actually
bank down to
still
0
don't
right
beat.
now.
I think we know they're gonna primal and they're gonna use Echo. I think they're gonna use Echo first. They're probably gonna Echo copy either our Moira or our Sombra.
Sigma.
I actually think they'll copy our Sombra, or our, sorry, I think they'll copy our Moira because Doha is a really stylistic player. He likes copying support players and building quick squirrels.
I really like just we're taking the tempo through them nonstop.
We're constantly making fights because in dive you need, like in a rush meta, you need to build ults. You can't wait for long fights. So when you take more fights, instead of waiting for it, you're constantly building ults.
Well, the heroes that had ult 2 on the Dallas side aren't building any,
Exactly.
meanwhile we are.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's still, even though no ults were
And-
exchanged, we're building.
And
them.
also by doing that, we forced out their flux at the same time. So now we have double support ult and EMP Blade coming up. So right now, the fight should start with a very aggressive push by our Reinhardt, followed by Repel using his ult. And then during that time, we either find a good hack. Oh, Onigod found Repel the second we used Coalescence. That's a really big stick from Onigod. That was like probably the worst case
And we
scenario
ended
for
up
us.
using B to try and salvage it, so now we're down 2 support
We
ults
shouldn't.
and
We
a
should
losing
just
fight.
sacrifice the fight. We get another fight no matter what, but we ended up wasting both support ults, so we got nothing out of it.
They used
They only use
window
square.
or yeah.
This is like a really bad situation for us. I think the way to salvage this right now is look for a hack on one of the tanks and try to push them fast.
Like EMP Blade.
And he fights winnable with
EMP
EMP.
Blade.
You can EMP Blade, but the problem is that their Brig is going to play.
I wish we had beat for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their Brig is going to find every possible solution just to not get EMP'd, and if he
Well,
doesn't
they have
get
so many
they pre-rally, so EMP is not that strong. Like rally still catches
4-man
them.
EMP still.
4-man EMP, and they still
And
can't
they
get a
can't kill
kill.
anything with Blade.
This is the problem with not having something else to back up the Blade. You need everyone to be enabled by the Blade and the beat.
Everything was fine until the second to last fight.
I think if we had that beat, would have been a difference.
It could have
It
been,
could have
but it could have been, but we also didn't get value out of our Moira ult because Onigod found a pick at the same time, and then we used beat to salvage it at the same time. And it's like, when that happens, it's so hard.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I think our game plan is not wrong. I think we made mistakes. Like,
Agreed.
It's not like a game plan thing. It's just like every team is gonna make mistakes. We made a couple mistakes, and I think that we know that, but it's just, we have to see how we bounce back from it, right?
Stylistically too, I think the Rhine comp is favored here with 1 minute remaining on the clock, especially if you win a first fight. Like it should be really hard for them because their composition so far on defense hasn't. They don't want to do that early fight. Meanwhile, we do, and that's like a big advantage.
Are we defending first?
Yeah,
I think so.
They have lower time.
So we're defending first.
That means we're going to be in their spawn with Ryan probably.
It's favored for us if we win one fight, but if we don't, then it could turn into a snowball. So I would still spawn camp, but I would make sure that whatever went wrong in the first spawn camp, we don't make that mistake again. I know we got picked early. So like right now, the spawn camp is really good, really healthy for us.
So they went in the right tunnel last time.
They're always going to get 2 fights even if we spawn camp, but your best chances are not to wait out the clock and get 1 fight. It is to get multiple fights in favor of you.
Yeah.
When you're defending, all the fights are in favor of you. So you always choose the spots that are always you think that are like the best positions. So like right now we're choosing this because we think this is like the best position for our comp.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be looking for dives really early on the Brig or the Baptiste.
Yeah, you see that we're not going to let them get to the right side. Hydration's ready to run at them.
We actually might try to punish this Echo. If this Echo tries to fly up and do damage to our tanks, Dante might look for a hack. You see it, Dante's already hyper-focusing the Echo. I knew it was going to happen when I saw this. The second they choose the Echo, that's what Dante wants to do.
Really good focus.
Yeah, this is like, that's a call from Dante. Like, I already know how he thinks. It's the same. It's like a this is like very good and favored for us. The only thing is that no one built ults, so the next fight's still up for anyone's grab. It's just how
puts a lot of pressure on them.
You can see the adjustment though. Like what happened last time is not happening this time, and now they're struggling a lot.
Honestly, this next fight is always like all these fights are in favor of us. So if we win this next fight, we just win the map.
It feels so bad to like walk out of your spawn like that with 1 minute and like just get
Yeah. Oni got still high.
They're trading better, so they should win this fight.
Yeah, you kind of expect.
But then we go into the next fight and we have Moira ult, and then we have 50 on both DPS ults, even more than 50. Dante's up to 60 now. So like,
so we have a win condition coming up.
We should go fast with our Moira ult. They're gonna use their square, but what we really need to do this next fight is punish their Winston when he looks for it. If he looks for a dive, we can't let him go unpunished. We have to hard punish him, and help to enable our Rhine like really hard in this fight.
Yeah, we have to make sure we don't die instantly to the square, and then I think we're fine.
Laze needs to be really careful about Oniga not leaving himself vulnerable to just getting pop shot by an Ashe that's like just separated,
And Dante building EMP
exactly.
right now. He has
Like
to make sure he
Dante
doesn't
is just
die
hard building EMP, so we might just go with EMP. We might just wait, cold lessons to start, build the EMP, EMP followed up. We found the pick. We found the pick on Doha. We found the pick on Phase Rush. We're just finding the picks. The pressure.
Full on the Brig is always really
The pressure from us rushing is just so much, and we're ready for it. We don't even need the Blade Boy.
See, and
save for next round.
Save the EMP too for next round.
See, and then this bot too for their defense is like they want to give up all the space until the end on their
Yeah.
comp, but now they can't. They're forced to fight on the spot at the very least, you know. So we have a big advantage here. It's just all about capitalizing on it with our 2-minute time bank.
Yeah.
Do they still want to hold close?
Well, their compositions that they've been playing so far don't want to.
Dallas is playing Ash, so they don't want to hold close.
Yeah.
They want to take the one
They
fight
wanna
on top of
use-
the gas
yeah.
station, and they want to like hold that corner really hard.
That's tough.
But the problem is now with their back on, they're going to have to adjust the way that they play.
It favors Ash, but it also doesn't favor how the meta is like how like our comp wants to work. Our comp wants to work and
Yeah.
push the space quick. Ash needs time to build up. It like is good for their one hero.
You see that they're already switching
They made the-
compositions
yeah,
and styles
they made-
because they know
They
have
made
to-
the change
yeah.
already. They dropped the break. They dropped the BAP. They put it into the Moira Lucio. They got the Reinhardt. They're focusing on
Yep.
this kind of style. And they also got a Sombra. They're focusing on stalling this fight, building their ults, and relying heavily around.
See, now their fight can spawn cancel, or they could play that very close corner.
I don't
Depends on what they want to do.
I think they play close corner,
I think they
but,
do too.
but they might spawn camp close with Ash on the far high ground.
Yep.
But I think that's risky. I think they're going to
That's
spawn
really
camp.
risky.
I think they're going to spawn camp and do what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're spawn camping. If
The
this
Ash-
fight goes bad for them, they could lose in the first fight.
So this is really bad for us, but I hope we're having a read. If Dante swapped to the Tracer early, so maybe he's going back to the
We
summer.
played Winston off the start to scout. So we still could change comp. We have plenty of
We're
time.
well prepped for whatever.
Yeah.
We're well prepped for whatever they're gonna do. We've been doing really well in the series so far.
We just see now we're going back and spawn and seeing their
Hydration
comp.
sees the Ash. We're discussing what to do. I think we want to
Yeah.
go Ryan, but we want to go Ball instead. No, we want to
No.
go Winston. Okay.
He was just-
He's just swapping back so he has Winston bubble up sooner. He doesn't have to wait long before we dive. Smart decision.
Yeah. It's one of
Pressure the
lines.
space away. We need to go for the Ash eventually after we take the space away. This is really good by us right now.
They're not
We're
in the
focusing.
best spot.
We're getting really good hacks. Both their tanks are really low. Their Moira Lucio is pressured really hard to heal their tanks. Hydration got hacked unfortunately, and they found the pick on Hydration. We need to be looking for picks on Sigma here. I think it's right now you can't really pressure the Ash. It's only the Sigma that you can hard focus. The Sigma or like a good hack on the Moira, and then you can kill that target. But you can't really pressure the Ryan. You have to pressure the Sigma and the Ash.
All right, this
Or
is-
Sigma and the Moira.
We really have to get 2 fights here. And we have to make them use coalescence.
I actually
and
don't.
another fight.
I actually don't like our comp right now. I think the Winston Zen break is too slow against this comp that's going to hold the corner.
Oh, that's
I think it's a
really
really
bad.
bad decision by us. It makes it really hard for our Winston to actually get in and take space. I think we should be playing Reinhardt right now. Ryan into Ryan. Ignore their Ash. Their Ash is not that important. And let Dante and Buzz do their thing. Because right now playing Winston and Zen break, it just feels disadvantaged. We have to push like a hard corner that they
Yeah.
want to hold, and then we don't have speed to get away. But that might change when we build. Like if we plan this out and we have like the supportals to push this next point, having Rally can win that
Yeah.
fight.
We do have transfers to EMP too, so that's always like it's better win condition than rally.
I think if we don't get EMP tier, we pop the rally first. We actually might not even pop support ults. Okay, we rally first.
That's fine.
They don't EMP. We found the pick on.
Repulse
We found the pick on Gansu. They used Coalescence. We bladed as well. We're using a lot of
Okay.
ults. We need to use nothing else. We need to save the trans EMP, the
Yeah.
tribal, and the Demon right now.
Okay.
Because they're getting another fight, but they have no support ults.
They'll have 5 ults in the next fight, assuming Gamsu and Paintbrush don't die instantly. But we have EMP. Any fight when you have EMP is better.
Repel really needs to dodge his EMP. That's like the win condition right now. If he dodges his EMP, we win this match right now.
We have to make sure that
Or
the
he
ults that we
preempt-
have, we use.
He knows it's coming too. You can see how he's playing. He's
Yeah.
either trying to dodge
Back,
it or trying to preemptively transit. I think right now this is very hard to like preemptively transit because the way the map is positioned. It's also very hard because you need your Zen to find a Discord. That was a huge Winston leap by Hydration. He dodged Notes Flux all by himself.
Yeah,
we
but now
used
we use
we used Transform
Yeah,
EMP.
yeah,
They
yeah.
found a good EMP. They found a bad EMP.
We panicked and thought we had to wait.
We
they-
countered their EMP with our EMP.
That's a classic Dante.
Dante EMP'd their EMP, but they had B.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna win this fight. They have too many
No.
ults.
Yeah. It's just the reaction. We thought we were going to see 9 when they fluxed, so everyone went to go touch the point, including Repel and E-Trans.
Yeah.
So it's just
You gotta give him
we
one.
panicked.
You know?
For
You
sure.
gotta give him one.
For sure. It's rough. But that's how the game goes sometimes, you know?
I'm gonna get up for a second. I need to stretch my
Stretch
legs
your
really quick.
legs.
So yeah, really quick. Excuse me, sir.
So Boink,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Pretty good. I can't complain too much, you know? It's going.
Close match.
Yeah. Each map has been pretty close, despite the score, you know?
It'd be nice to close it out, but
It would have been nice to have it there, but that was a really close map. We had all the advantages we needed. We just made 2 really big mistakes on each different half or whatever, each round. So,
it's the Route 66 curse.
true. Actually, every Outlaws fan should have known that we had a high chance of losing that no matter how good we are, same old Outlaws curse. It's how it is sometimes,
Yeah. Makes sense.
Alright.
So you know what map is next?
I have no idea. I thought it was Eichenwald for some reason. I think it is. I'm like 60% sure it's Eichenwald. But there's a large percentage of me that says it's not. So I have no idea.
I think we're gonna go for a quick break.
Okay.
Quick 3-minute break. We'll be back with the next map, and thanks for sticking by, everybody.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can close it out.
Yeah,
when we come
it'll be a
back.
lot of fun. All right. On second point, the dive here has always been
Technical
favored,
difficulties.
Crunch on the mic.
Yeah. See, perfect start.
How do you feel about your polls, like playing with your polls against them? Is it fun because it's a different thing all the time? Or?
I mean, it's interesting. I think that it's unnecessary. I think bans are unnecessary to the game, and I think the way it could be more balanced if there's more active changes happening to heroes every month. But
Like,
I think
like balance patches.
Yeah, like
you could do the same with balance patches.
You need balance patches. I think it's a very inefficient way to fix issues that are currently in the game, but it works. It's effective. It also changes the meta up a little bit. So we'll see. I think that it would be way more exciting if every hero is available and you give everything the option to play whatever they want. And then in response to that, there's more changes every month or every 2 months, and that makes the game different every month or two. Would be very exciting.
Yeah, especially if you keep the tournament format where you just have a different balance patch for each tournament. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a different. I mean, there's a few options that you could do to increase I guess variety or whatever, what have you. I mean, people have talked about hero bans, big ban type of thing, like player King of Picking it or map bans. I mean, going back to old days, we had map bans too. So
yeah,
true.
That'd be another element that would be a controlled strategy type of thing.
Yeah, I do think that maps in this game have a lot of impact on how a game goes, how a match goes, and when all 4 of them are predetermined, it can definitely determine the match basically off the start. And that's not necessarily the best thing. So you do have to be good on every single map. But
talking about that, we just made a massive outplay, which could really mean that we just win this map off of that one mistake. That was a giant boot from Neko, but the fight was already over. So what just happened was that Oni got stuck repel, forced the Transcendence, and then they popped the blade thinking that they won, but Jexy found a bash and a Discord at the same time, and we killed Doha's blade instantly, so they got no value off of it, even though we didn't have any support ults to counter it. We made a massive outplay, but now the only thing we have to worry about is that they have 2 really strong support ults that usually win you fights. Right now, it's up to Hydration to make a lot of space, and we look for a pick on someone else that isn't the support.
We have no support ults for.
So
no blade for a while.
Dante goes down early. I think he went in for play, maybe he went too eager. We were looking for too much of a play-making ability right there. Shouldn't have happened. Yeah. But they also had a giant ult advantage. They had 3 ults there. They used both support ults and Flux, and all we used was Blade in response. So it's not the worst thing, but they capped the point. We had a really good first point defense. Overall, really solid showing what we're showing, what we have with this, defense dive comp. So.
Yeah. We're talking how Oni God wouldn't want to play Tracer.
And here he is. This is one of his signature heroes. It's just I think the stylistic thing between Oni God and Decay is very different. I think Oni God finds his own value his own way. I think Decay is really good at fighting other Tracers. So I think maybe they just put him in because they feel like Oni God is the better solution right now, and maybe they feel like Decay's not playing too well, or they just make this change because.
Well, they didn't plan to play this off the start.
Yeah, they started on the hit scan comp. I think they're forced to do this. I think Oni God realizes he's forced to do this. So he's just playing the Tracer. It's not a hero that he hasn't played before. He's very comfortable. It's one of his mains, actually. So it's just that I think they might feel comfortable always keeping Decay in on that role, if that's the case.
Yeah.
So it's just the battle of the mirror dive comps. Whoever's going to be the best dive team, whoever has the most practice and the best ideas around creating dives and pressure and whatnot.
What do you think of the Ball Sigma versus Winston Diva?
I think the Ball Sigma is way weaker. I think Winston Diva is just better against it. But I understand Ball Sigma because there's no CC. Besides hack, and if Dante chases a ball around, then their Tracer and Genji get a lot of value. Yeah. So you kind of leave the ball out and let him do his own thing, and then you reliably kill him with a bash, a Discord, and Diva damage at the same time. That's how you have to play it, really. So.
A good dive from us. We killed Crimzo off the start. Always a good start.
Clean dive. They were really close to trans. I think they were relying on that. They still popped the blade in the pulse bomb. They used both DPS ults. They think that it's winnable, but I don't know if it's winnable. We have way more.
We traded transfer blade, so it's always a logical trade. And now they're just behind.
Yeah, I think Dallas is really panicking here. They're forcing fights really hard. They're trying to extend it. They're trying to extend the fights, always thinking that every fight's winnable. I think that's a bad mentality to have sometimes. I think
sometimes for sure.
It's the same scenario as first point where they come back with 4 both tank and both.
Yeah, but now we have more ults this time.
Yeah.
We do have an EMP, which means that Crimzo and Dante are going to play some mind games.
I think I think this is a really hard situation for Dallas still, is because we have EMP. They do. I think they start this fight.
With Rally.
They start this fight with Rally. 100%,
We
because
also-
they can't start with Flux. It's just going to get hacked here. They rally up. We're looking for quick kills on their Genji. Very hard to find it. I think we're gonna overall look for picks on their ball here when he overextends, or their Genji randomly with the Discord. Yeah, so they popped rally and didn't get really a big push off of it. Hydrus is just staying alive. We're just building ults as we go, trying to make them to make a mistake. They used the flux. Didn't hit anyone.
No, I hit one.
Oh, who? It hit one person. This is still a really good fight for us, but we didn't really commit anything. We commit Diva Bomb. They popped the trance. They popped the trance. They popped the mines. They popped the flux and the rally. So these 4 ults in that fight. We used only one. We only used Diva Bomb.
Yeah, we'd rather have the cap.
We have 30 seconds on the clock. I think we're just trying to snowball this next fight, win this next fight, then hold them out in like open space on the bridge, and just like try to win the map off of that. That's a really good way to like play the map. We don't have to win every fight. You don't have to prevent them from capping. Yes, it's better, but sometimes
they're starting to make comp swaps too.
Exactly. Like it's better to play this way and play for your own ult advantage, like the win conditions of your comp, and that's what we're doing right now.
I like to see us use ults on this fight.
Yeah, we should start with rally and EMP, but only got found a really good pulse bomb on Jexy. He didn't rally, so we still have the rally available. We look for an EMP, we look for the blade, we look for the primal. Both for supports down. This is a really scrappy fight by us. I think we really got caught out by that pulse bomb. We didn't expect that. Only got actually putting on a clinic. He's really popping off. He's playing really well. This is the type of player that they knew they had when they signed him. Like this is what I was trying to say. Like he's a very talented player given the right circumstances.
Yeah.
He's playing only comfort heroes
coming out.
It's a really good.
Like seeing the Blase Doom.
It's a really good spot because we have rally, and Doom's weakest thing is getting picked off by tracer damage, by Genji damage. But when you have rally, you're pretty much invulnerable. He's gonna stack in the rally. You can see the armor building up right now. They're gonna hard dive with the Doom because he's gonna feel invulnerable. After the rally's over, they're gonna follow up with the trance. They're gonna keep focusing this kind of stuff. They're gonna keep chaining ults. They're gonna back up for a bit actually, look for the Discord, and then probably push with the trance because that's their only win condition. Maybe they wait till the end of the flux, then they trance. We didn't trance him preemptively, and Dante goes dive. He dies for it. And we pushed. I think the trance was a little bit late. That was the problem. We found the pick on the tracer though. Dante, really nice pick actually by Blase.
Blade and Cole. We have no ults to follow up, so we're just gonna have to somehow clutch this.
It's a really hard fight to win because it's 65.
Go overextends on Blase.
The fight shouldn't have ended up being the 65, but it was. Yeah, Blase is exceptionally well finding his own. He's always exceptionally well finding his own picks.
That was super clutch, and or Dallas really needed that. Because I think they were in a fight where they shouldn't have been able to win, and we pulled it out.
It's crazy.
Yeah. We had to swap some heroes, obviously, for the last second contest.
Dallas still has another touch, and they have a good ult. They have good ults to play off of, but we have the EMP. Unless the EMP is very bad, we should not lose this. I think Dante's already in position for an EMP. He knows what's happening.
Oh, he had a
really good recall, good Diva Bomb, really good punch by Blase. We focus the Reinhardt down. We find the hack on no. We're still not EMP. We think they have B.
They have to touch the
Blase doesn't pop his ult. He gets caught before he can use ult. I think he got hacked up. We need to look for the EMP now. I think Dante thinks they have B.
No. There's only 2 players. He's just waiting for this one. They're just
We catch the Lucian with the EMP. Massive ult. Wait for Blase. We need to wait for Blase here. Really good cold lessons. This is a really big beat. This is really hard to win now. They followed the beat to the shatter. Blase has to look for all his own picks right now. It's really hard still just to find your own picks as big as without like a wrist up pull.
Yeah. See, it's a game of mistakes right now. Whichever team makes the most mistakes in each fight, I think
we really bolstered our opportunities there. We should have been able to capitalize on what the advantages that we had there. I think we made a couple of mistakes. We were too afraid to push in when we had like the advantages of 2 kills. And then they got everyone back. They built the beat.
Yep.
Just made too many mistakes, I think. Throughout the map it was really clean, but those last fights really mattered the most.
Yeah, we should have pushed those last 2 guys.
I think when it's 6v4, we can play slow and not overextend, or we can hard push. It has to be one or the other because like what we let them do is we let them farm beat and as we were like pushing kind of, and we weren't really hard committing. So like we played every fight before that, like we weren't like, I guess like not confused, but like we had the same idea for every.
We weren't on the same page.
Yeah, that was clearly like a bad, like that was clearly like a last fight situation where like we either didn't listen to each other's calls or we were like playing afraid in the sense that we didn't want to make a mistake or whatnot. So
killing Doha, easy.
He fell for that.
And then get ready stage. I mean, see both teams on Ryan comps now.
Dallas comp on defense is pretty good.
What do you think about both teams being on dive comp on the first round, and now both teams are starting off Ryan comp?
I think it's just a stylistic favor. We are confident playing dive on defense. I don't think they are, so they want to play dive on. They want to play the Ryan comp on defense. We want to play the Ryan comp on attack. I think we're favoring the Reinko, but I also think that Sombra and McCree might be hard for us to like adjust versus, but we'll see. They're playing the Sigma, we're playing the Diva, we're playing dive DPS, and they're playing like anchored DPS, you could say. DPS that don't do anything like aggressively. They kind of just play back, farm. They farm. They try to avoid flanking because like it's so easy to capitalize on by like this big boost Diva. Like McCree has to be really careful, but McCree is used in this sense to play behind the Sigma, to enable the Sigma really hard. The Sigma is going to enable the McCree to have full up time. You have to be really careful because in this meta, like hit scan DPS get dove very easily. So. Like, here goes Blase, he found the solo kill on Oniga. This is what I'm talking about. It's very easy for one person to find a pick on a McCree like this right now. There's so much damage from Genji and Ronan. Blase is fighting picks by himself.
Assassin.
He really is a Genji assassin.
Really.
He's very good at this hero. He's good at doing things on his own. That's why he's so good at Doofus. That's why he excels. I think like that fight should have been really winnable for us. But we made a couple of mistakes. We overextended where we shouldn't have overextended. But we have the cool lessons. They have the cool lessons. Dante goes out here. Hydration finds the pin on Gamsu so much better. Only God's finding picks because it's really hard for like us to capitalize on a McCree that comes back from spawn.
If you don't know where he is.
Yeah. He wasn't in the fight to start with. He waited for the fight to develop. As we engaged, he flanked. It's like a common thing for hitscan DPS to do. We just needed to be ready for it. I don't think we talked about it at all.
We didn't keep track of where he was. We just thought he's in spawn.
We ended up trading Shatter and Coalescence for just their Coalescence, so they're in a pretty stable spot right now.
Yeah, they're gonna have 5 ults this fight.
Yeah.
But we have Blade and they don't have beat yet, so if we go fast, I mean, we won't know that off the start. So Dante will probably be looking for their Lucio. Oh, free kill. That's always a good way to start.
Really good pick by Blase here. Blase reflects the Deadeye. Massive outplay by Blase right now.
Yeah, he saw that he got repel, so he knew he was shooting. Problem is we were lacking heals right now because the Deadeye got repel. Low on heals. No. Yeah, starting off with Moira is really hard. Even if Blase pops off. Like, Moira is so much of your heals in this composition that losing it off the start can really hurt you. And we use beat, so they have EMP. Maybe Dante can get to cancel on EMP again. I don't know. This next fight's looking a little rough too.
It's asking a lot, really.
Yeah, it is.
You have to be really careful in this sense. Like if you're playing the Lucio or the Moira here, when you're playing against, so the DPS mark other DPS, so like Dante and Blase are really looking for this McCree, but if he's hiding, then they can't go for him. They have to go for something else. And then as the fight develops, it's really up to your support players to be aware of where their McCree is flanking because no one else can check that for you. So I think that Deadeye, we got caught by it. Repel got caught by it. He shouldn't have got caught by it. But mistakes like that, like it's not hard to make those kind of mistakes. It's not the biggest of deals because it was similar to our plan. Like our plan should have been like
free hack.
Yeah, free hack on Ryan.
We tried to cancel the Moira, we couldn't. We still made the Moira hide so she could heal the entire time. It's a good bomb too.
Denial for the McCrees and go around.
We're trading here. We have the Moira. They do too. Never mind. No find pick.
No finds, 3 picks.
Yeah.
4 picks.
Throws a rock.
It's rough. They're on ball right now. It probably goes back to spawn. What's the next fight looking like? Flux, Shatter, and they have EMP. No, so he didn't go back to spawn on ball. So they don't have a Reinhardt here.
I think
we have a Shatter.
Yeah, they're low on shields.
I think the Doom pick's really bad here. I think it's really hard for Blase to get like good value here because both of the supports can dodge Doom, and McCree and Ball and Sombra don't have to worry about Doom.
So Hydration has to find something good here. Okay, he finds
Crimzo.
Crimzo.
He found a really good pick on Crimzo.
Okay, so that was
Blase came from behind and stopped the high
McCree
noon.
did.
Now we go.
Blase made a very good mechanic wild play there.
Yeah. Which really good play on Blase, really good play on Hydration. We killed their Moira off the start.
This is one of the blunders I was talking about. This is what we did on 3rd point defense. And I also ended up doing this on 1st point defense. Last fight stuff, you don't talk about certain things you need to talk about. You make mistakes like that you shouldn't make when you have advantages, clear advantages, and we ended up capitalizing on it. Blase made a really good outplay there. They canceled the high noon. We survived the EMP without even using support ults. We just did a very good job.
That changes the entire momentum.
Now we could just go from not being almost cap 1st point to capping the entirety of 2nd point with time remaining. Exactly. We're playing this really well. We made their jump down. We have support ults to keep Hydration alive. We should be using them aggressively. We used Coalescence and Beat. I'm always against using 2 support ults at the same time. I think it's really bad. I think the beat was a reactionary thing to Hydration's health getting low. I think that was a problem of us, like how we wanted to use coalescence, or maybe
Yeah,
how
we could have used coalescence.
We could have used it way earlier to keep
him
him up.
Is that just like discussing it beforehand?
It's about discussing it beforehand and also having
execution.
it's also having the coalescence come out early, so they're not just dip low.
And
Jexy's
freak
beat. It's not like
Lucio out.
Jexy's beat is bad at all.
Right.
It's that we didn't.
We shouldn't have been in this position.
We shouldn't have been.
where the beat
He had
was-
to beat because
You don't need it.
Yeah, Hydration would have died if he didn't get the beat. But that's also not at fault of like it's just a team fault thing in that sense.
They find a hack on Meko. So
That's
we'll have
a
to
very
give up
dangerous
car
spot to
push
be
for
in.
a
That's
little
a really
bit.
dangerous spot to be in.
Really
Meko was
greedy
really
spot.
greedy, thinking that he was unkillable with bomb. They found a hack. He can't
You're in a
use
big
bomb.
suit. It happens. I think.
Easy to feel more powerful than you are, huh?
Right.
It's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, but the problem is the time bank we have to play it on. Since we have a bad first point cap, this could be last fight if it goes way too long, but it's not looking like that will be the case. That's a really good bomb
Really,
spot.
yeah.
The kills,
That was a
okay,
cute
that
little bomb.
was really good bomb. It even stopped right at the perfect spot too.
Cute little bomb.
Yeah. We did use EMP for it. So
one of the problems going through this next fight is that they clearly have ult advantage.
Yeah.
If you look at the ults, we use
just the
their
check mark.
yeah. I mean, like you can see all the check marks, but the problem is that we don't have EMP and they have beat.
What do you think our best chance here is?
It's so hard.
Shatter, maybe?
I don't think we have much of a chance to win the fight unless Blase makes a
Well,
complete.
no, they're
mechanical, like-
trickling out
20 seconds.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are
but
trickling
they're
out.
trickling out, but they're not really that scared because they can answer.
We got the
fight with
coalescence.
something.
I mean, that's
How do we
perfect.
film free?
We found the pick on the creep, but they're still in a really good spot. They lost 2, but they have the beat. They have the EMP.
Ryan's dead.
We're trading.
We're
Meko's
trading
dead.
well, but I think
Oh,
they
no.
still have
I
the
think
advantage.
they still, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna find.
10 seconds. It's gonna make it.
If they win this fight, then we don't get another fight number 1.
Yeah. We have a ball coming back to touch.
Hey, Blase.
It doesn't have to.
The ball's touching, so this is still very winnable actually. It's just a mechanic fight.
it's not
It's a solo flux on our ball. I don't know if anyone else can touch. Maybe our Lucio can. It's a really hard task to ask. We made a couple mistakes.
First point
I'm
was a
confident
big
in our
problem.
boys on COP, so
We're evening it out.
yeah.
If you guys, thanks for tuning in again. This is our co-stream. Thanks to the league for letting us do this. We're presented by GameStop as well,
Yeah.
so thanks to our sponsors.
Yep.
So I think we can take some questions from the chat. We have a bunch here. Yeah, I mean, if you guys you let us know what you think of the stream in our chat. Like I said, this is our first time doing it, so
Yep.
some feedback is always great. Interesting question here. It's from Latif Camacho. Can I please ask you guys what you think about the current meta? Good question. And what you think will happen if it shifts to 3 healers? The 3 healer meta.
I think you think Latif Camacho wants to hear about that.
That's what 3 healer meta. What do you think
Are we
about
going?
3
Are we going to goats?
We're going back to the 3 healer meta.
Lucio Briggs in? I don't know.
What do you think about it?
Latif Camacho.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it
What
could
do
be
you
a
think?
fun.
It could be Lucio Briggs in again, but
You probably shouldn't
It
say their
depends.
name, actually.
Well, I mean, that was he wanted to include it in the.
No, I don't think so. I think it was just a question.
Okay. If you were stuck in a vacation resort and it would only be allowed 1 drink the entire time, what would it be, Boink?
I mean water. But if I had to pick like like alcoholic drink, what did it say?
Just drink
Anything
any
you
drink,
want.
Any
You
drink.
want-
any kind of
you
beverage you
got-
want.
I mean, I like water.
You got
I love
orange
water.
juice,
Coffee.
coffee.
I will
coffee,
say one other good thing.
iced tea.
that
I mean, you have to have water.
You have to have
You're
water.
gonna die without water, so
I think
you
water
need water.
is so good.
You have to have water. Everyone's answer. You want it to
You
be
gotta
like
stay
whatever
hydrated. You know.
You want it to be like a Coke or coffee.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, of course, Coke.
Yeah.
Or
Is there any
water.
other Coca-Cola?
No, not as far as I'm concerned.
That's the dang best Coke I've ever had. Coca-Cola.
So when are you gonna shave, Rawkus?
Never.
Never.
You never. Why
I want to
not?
grow it down to here. I shaved it last time and I regretted it.
You
Kind
should
of.
grow your hair out like me.
My hair was longer than yours.
Not on the sides.
I never.
Not
grew my
in the
sides out.
sides.
Albert Einstein.
I'm not growing my
You
sides out.
definitely were Albert Einstein.
Albert
a little
Einstein.
bit.
That's why I'm so smart.
Yeah.
Um,
My hair's just long with the beard.
my question for Dream, but I don't see Dream in here right now.
Well, you should go get him.
I can't.
Good.
I'm busy.
I'll go get him for you.
No, you're gonna stay.
Actually,
You're gonna stay and you're gonna have your hometown twisters.
I'll go get him for you. Don't worry. Excuse me. Okay, I'll go this way.
Do be careful. He's probably strategizing with the team for the last map, so he might not be able to tune in right now. But
Oh, this one, who's the best caster? Me, Boink, or Rawkus? I think it's Rawkus.
probably.
That's pretty clear. But he also likes to hear himself talk.
So it's a natural benefit, you know.
I mean, that probably goes for most of the casters too.
True.
You know what Jake does.
I'd say you'd have to a little bit. At the very least, you can't be
It's a
afraid.
little
of-
self-indulgent.
Exactly. You can't be afraid to talk or talk too much because otherwise, how are you going to do the job?
Right.
You know.
Some people are just better at it, and it's like I said with Jake. We always knew that.
Yep.
Jake was in love with his own
Jake
voice. I mean, we
love talking.
He's got a nice voice, so
I mean, hey,
Work
flex it if you got it, right?
work with what you're
Like,
given.
come on, yeah. All right, last map looking like Nepal.
It's a good one, classic.
Yeah,
Nepal.
it'll be interesting to see the two or the stylistic changes on each different point of Nepal. So we'll have to see what each team decides to bring out. We'll say the momentum's probably in Dallas's court right now, so it'd be nice if we get a really good strong start on the first point to sort of set the pace for the map rather than the series, you know, take the momentum back. So hopefully the points favor to us and we put a lot of emphasis on the first fight, which obviously we will.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great when a match goes back and forth like this.
Yes. It's always good to have a match that's not boring.
Right.
Like a match that is just over instantly, it's always boring, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not
It's boring.
always.
I mean, it's boring.
There's going to be high points, low
Right.
points in a match, obviously, but it's just not, it doesn't get the blood pumping the same way as the last fight, the winner wins the series, you know? The amount on the line is a lot more there than it is on a map where the winning team is up 2-0. You know, it's just not, it doesn't feel the same. It's like, and it's an expected result, you know? Like, yeah. Let's see. You
Let's see what else
sending
we
us
got.
all your questions, as like we'll take them as we get them. You know, obviously we're focusing on the match first, but it's always nice to be able to answer your questions and take the time, provide insight, etc. So don't be afraid to drop questions in chat. It'll be a really fun experience for both of us. I expect that we're getting into the next map shortly. Maybe in the
Who do you
next
think
couple
is the
minutes.
Outlaws' overall MVP for this season?
MVP
I think-
in play,
yeah.
or as in like, because I think Jexay is really big for like the culture and sort
Right.
of like the team dynamic. I'm not necessarily sure
That's
he's the
Jexy's
most.
thing. Jexy's a super positive guy,
Agreed.
and he does a really good job at like motivating people to,
Yeah.
to stay positive. Jexy's definitely the emotional leader
Yeah.
on the team.
And not to say that he's a bad player,
Right.
because obviously he's very good. I wouldn't necessarily say his play is MVP level, because I think you have to give it to Dante. I think Dante's just straight out the strongest player on the team. I think he's played the highest percentage of maps besides Jexay probably. No, because we played Rawkus Repel for a bit too.
Right.
So I'd say Dante probably has the highest percentage in maps.
Guess who's back?
Who's this?
Hold on, you go around
Wait.
this way.
Yeah.
Homeless guy.
So
back.
I do.
We're talking about who the MVP of the
I
Outlaws
think it
is
has
this
to be
year.
Dante.
And I think
Just
I
off
think
For this
play.
year?
Yeah, for this
Yeah.
year, Dante.
I don't think so.
I was gonna say Dante.
No, I don't think so actually at all.
So who do you
What do
think?
Me.
Besides yourself.
You
no.
can't nominate yourself.
Boink said himself, and I said myself, and we have to agree that we can't say ourselves.
The MVP of actually like the season, honestly,
For our
me,
team.
I think it's like hydration. Like
I was gonna say hydration number 2.
I think hydration is like really stable. I think he like he's already played like May and Doofus and Genji like before. Now he's playing tank. He's just like a player that like
He's
you
the
could-
glue of the team.
he-
Right?
like he's really reliable to have on a team. Like
He's so handsome.
He is.
I wouldn't
The
say
hair-
that.
The
You can
hair is
say that
so
if you want.
good.
I did say it. I'll say it again.
No, I think Hydration's like a really reliable teammate and a player, and he's selfless, and I think he's the MVP of the season. No discredit to Dante. Dante's performing like crazy well, and Dante's also like a selfless player and tries really hard. He's a great teammate, but I think without Hydration this season, it might have been a little bit different than what it is right now because he's played so many different roles. He's
maybe
added so
Dante
much.
wouldn't have had the opportunity.
Exactly, he's added so many different. He's added versatility to the team that we didn't have. And I think that's like important to have. So I think Dante definitely is. It's a very close match, but it's just my opinion. I think hydration is like very important for our team's success, and he's showing it why. You know.
So you think that hydration is responsible for kind of our upswing?
Yeah.
In ladder half.
I think hydration is a very like you mentioned before. He's like extremely selfish, which is what we need. He's extremely selfless, which is what we need, and it enables our DPS players and our support players to be more selfish.
Right.
And it's not a bad thing to be a selfish player if your goal enables it, right? But having selfless and selfish players at the same time, it balances it out. 3 selfless players and 3 selfish players, you know?
Yeah. Or whatever the right ratio
We're
is,
having a
you
good
know?
balance right now too. It feels like everyone is just like working together well and everyone wants to win. So like, let's say Dante could be a selfish player and Hydration could be a selfless player. And if you want it that way, that's how it needs to work. But it's just a bigger part of the picture. I think Hydration has definitely been that piece of the puzzle that we were missing.
It was a classic second fight on Koth.
Previous seasons, you know?
Second classic fight on Koth where you
lose and they come back,
you
they have
lose the
ults.
first fight, they have all the
They have
ults,
ults,
so
they lose
then
the second
you come
fight.
back, they use the said ults that they got, and then you lose. So that's as expected.
Here's a question.
Sure.
Which season is your favorite Outlaws jersey and why?
I really liked, you can say if you have an idea, but I really liked the alternate ones. Or not, wasn't that the alternate?
Oh yeah, with the
Astros.
it was white and it had the
I don't know if
green
it
on
was
the side.
Was it that one?
The green on the side.
I thought we got one in season 1, didn't we? That was season 2.
1 had like 5 jerseys.
There was
Yeah.
one that, maybe it was the bigger one, like the
hockey jersey ones?
The print.
Yeah, but I didn't like the back of it. Remember the numbers?
Yeah, the hockey
But that
jersey.
jersey, like the bigger jerseys, I don't like playing in like Under Armour. It feels like it's compressing me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I like the big feel,
Really
like
good
traditional
place
sports.
like
Yeah,
I like this year. This year it seems like it's.
this is a really good year.
They
Yeah, I
I,
like
I
this
mean,
year.
they definitely like I said.
See, I'm not
this year-
wearing it, but it has this
You
little.
don't even know.
Look, it has this little.
Yeah,
It
he
has
doesn't-
this, it has this
he
little
doesn't wear
zipper
his
thing. You
jersey.
see? This is really good because like sometimes you need to breathe out your sides and be able to. I think that's this
Like
year.
unbuckling your belt, but like
Yeah.
in season 1, like we went through like 5 iterations of jerseys. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they've been
Part of
just-
that was also sponsored.
They've been but I mean
But, like, he's
each one
talking-
was the design change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like so, or fabric change or something like that, like a major change. So I think they were really trying to build upon it and figure out and finally reach one like this that's really nice, really well well made, nice quality. It's not heavy, it's pretty breathable. Which goes back to what Rawkus was saying about like being constricted and too tight.
I think the beginning of last year we actually had the guy who designed the jerseys this year, Jeff Staple. His like team of people were like working on it and stuff, and he like listened to player feedback and a lot. He
It's a
like
quality jersey.
he applied like everything that players were saying that was uncomfortable
The
about
jackets too this year.
Yeah,
are really
the
nice.
jackets
the
are the
whole
best
kit, the
part.
pants, the jackets. The pants are so much better than they've ever been, and that was like that's a big thing because
And we've gotten a lot of pants.
yeah, we've gotten a lot of pants from different stuff. So I think this year, no one has ever. I don't think anyone's complaining about it because it's not bad at all. It's very comfortable. It's very comforting, and there's like different options people can use. I think with like the diversity with like the little zip up stuff, even like the jacket's really nice. I think we were the only. I think no matter what, every time we traveled, we all wore those damn jackets.
It's a nice jacket.
It was like 15 of us. Everyone thought we were like in a
Everyone-
church or something,
there was an
or
event or
doctors. Like,
The white lab coat.
yeah.
If you guys like this Q&A format, we're hosting another Q&A type of thing, meet and greet, essentially like a virtual one next month, presented by Reliant. So we have it's on. You can find the more information on our Twitter, but we're kind of hosting like a sweepstakes, and we're going to select 10 people from this to participate in this and interact with us directly. So it would be you guys potentially, and like our starting roster, Rawkus will be included. We'll have Meko, Jexy, Dante, Hydration, coach involvement too. So if that sounds good to you, then be sure to check out our Twitter and sign up there.
I like this question. How tall is Coolmatt? I think he's about 6'1".
7'1".
No, I don't think 7'1".
Yeah.
You're about 6'1". Right? Oh, what are you?
Not even close.
No.
I've known him for like
I'm 6'4".
I've known him for like 6 years.
I'm 6'4".
You're not.
I'm 6'4".
Yeah, he's 6'4". I'm 6'5".
You're taller than me now. No one needs to know this question.
That's
how
too
tall.
personal.
That's too personal. It's like
I
ask.
mean, it's just how
That's
tall
like
you
a-
are, right?
that's
No
how
one knows.
asking
No
how
one
old
needs to
I
know
am.
that. All right, this guy is asking the same damn
How
question.
cool is
How
Coolmatt?
cool is Coolmatt?
You couldn't handle it. Be the truth. To be honest.
What's your favorite mode in Overwatch? Like 2CP, control, hybrid?
Not QCP is my answer.
I think 2CP has gotten better, but it's definitely not my favorite. I think like probably Koth. I love
Probably
Koth.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Koth is exciting. It's chaotic as you're
I like
watching
the
right
back
now.
and forth.
We're talking about Koth, and we're here in the best of 5, 5th map.
That's
Koth.
a touch treat for us.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good.
Not a treat for Dante.
Koth is a very exciting, chaotic format that lets individual players thrive. If you make a big play on Koth, it's not like Payload. You can't reset. You lose the point. So it's
Yeah.
really important to be able to like be a very.
Or when you make a mistake, it matters so much more. Like we're seeing
Exactly.
now.
That was almost a really good pin, but Repel
He
found
had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
We're still stalling a bit.
I like this map because it's the wild card map.
I don't like this
You
point.
have this point. Yeah,
I don't like
the
this
wild
point.
card
Do
point.
you remember what happened on this point?
What?
There was
what do
a
you mean?
bug.
For like 40 years
No,
since
no,
I started
no.
playing. It's been,
No, remember
what's
the bug?
happened?
We were playing against Team Liquid, and then we couldn't contest with our tank ultimates.
When I was flying over the
Yeah.
point?
Yeah, and we lost the point
A long
with
time
double
ago,
tank
Boink.
ultimates. That's why I don't like this point, though. Brings back bad memories.
Jaxia's got insta-picked.
That was really
Yeah.
unfortunate. I don't think that was like actually a mechanical problem at all. I think we might have been too eager, and like he just hit a wall ride, and Decay hit 2 really nice shots. Like,
Why do you think they have Decay back in over what he got for Ka?
it's really
Probably they practice this
It's
way.
a really big question. I think that all these changes could be explained very simply by that's how they practice what maps, and they want to play both players. It's just how it works. Like you could say they won 2 maps with Onigat, so if they put in Decay and they lose, they're like, why'd they play? Why'd they just put Onigat in? That's what the basic thing is. But at the end of the day, you're gonna play with what you practice.
It's a good boot by Paintbrush. We
You're
got the
gonna-
cap
we
at
flipped it,
least,
though.
so we're
It's
not
like-
wasting.
We flipped the point. That's really good. So this fight is not that important actually. Like even though you like lose a lot of ults, flipping a point is very important. The percentage
That's all that
stops.
matters.
Yeah.
We got a couple of kills too, so we might be able to trickle back in if Balvi doesn't die. But
I'll
if
go
not,
flip it again by himself.
no, it's
No, he's gonna get caught here. This next fight, honestly, is the last fight. You have to look at it that way. We have a good way to win. We have a good blade coming up. They have beat to respond and flux. They used flux early though. They caught our main take with it. We might be able to keep him alive.
no.
We don't.
Risky.
It doesn't. We got Flux for. I mean, it's gonna be last fight, like you said, anyway. So it doesn't change too much in the grand scheme of things. We just gotten all out of it. So let's
They're
see.
probably gonna go for Ryan here.
You think they're gonna target the Ryan
They'll
this
probably
fight?
go for Ryan in this fight.
Okay.
So wanna get
They beat in super aggressively. This could.
This is
backfire.
a really big mistake from Fuel. You never want to dive outside
Wait,
the point.
the EMP got
greedy.
canceled
The EMP got canceled by.
somehow, or he missed it and get no. I don't know. What
This was a massive mistake by Fuel. Fuel had a big ult economy going into this,
What happened to
and
the
instead
EMP?
they just lose a fight to a solo blade.
We've
They
all
ended up
done
using
that.
beat. They ended up using EMP. They chased outside the spawn. They didn't get the value they needed. They lost the fight for it. This could be substantially worse. Now what's going to happen is that we're going to beat in. They only have EMP, or they only have High Noon and more ult to work off of. We have a Shatter. We have a beat.
I don't know what happened to that EMP. He EMP'd, unless he got hacked. He wasn't hacked, I think, but he got no one. That's really good from us, at least.
We should be winning this next fight 100%.
We have to make sure they don't flip during this high noon. Looks like they won't. Hydration's got him right now. Okay, this could start off bad, but we have beat. It's really good beat. He went through the armor instantly. That's how you know it's a good beat.
Oh my god.
The Sombra's been sitting behind him the entire
Nice little
time,
flux.
and the Moira was across the map. Good flux from Meko. Okay, still looking good. Let's see.
Not over yet.
Wait, it's 90%.
Yeah, I mean, pretty
It's really close to over as long as we don't throw.
hopefully go out there and then die to a Genji somehow.
Yeah.
So they don't have.
Okay, so their Sombra is touching, but
Nice.
died instantly. That's good. Flux catches 2 ult tanks. I'm totally fine with that. Okay, nice. Good boop. Good EMP. Wow. Dallas
got a
got a little
match.
greedy. Dallas got greedy.
Dallas had potential chance
Yeah.
to take that map
To
away.
end it,
They
yeah.
made a massive mistake by going really deep with their beat, really deep with their EMP. They chased the kills.
Yeah.
Plus, they waited out the beat and the EMP, found a blade on the extension
Yeah.
kills. The problem with overextending kills like that is that like you just use all your resources to chase people. And by the time you're
Yeah.
done chasing, you don't
You
have
have no
resources to
resources.
counter.
You
So
can be
they-
sure they'll feel this tomorrow if they lose on that.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Yeah.
that's gonna be a massive blow to them if
Yeah.
that backfires. They end up losing.
So
the
okay,
series.
we're gonna watch this EMP then. What happened to it? Is it rock?
Maybe we stopped the EMP.
Rocked it. We rocked it. Meko. Oh, that's such a
Meko
big
ended
play.
up. That
Oh,
was
that's such a big
super
play.
unlucky by Doha. I think that was.
That was super calculated by Mac.
That was super calculated by Meko.
Meko-
So we're running a
yeah.
different comp now.
Wow.
We're going Ryan Zarya here. I haven't seen this yet.
God, an honor spree.
An honor of speed.
Okay, we're probably bubbling Doom.
I think
They have
we're,
Reaper too.
we go hyper aggressive here. This could be really bad for us because of
Ooh.
the Reaper, and we don't have an Evo or a Sigma to counter it.
Yeah, so our tank just gets blocked or bursted. Yeah.
But look at Dante's blade charge compared to Decay's here. Dante's gonna have a blade. They're not gonna expect this. He'll have a very
Yeah.
fast blade. The only difference is that Crimson will have a Coalescence to counter it. I don't think Dante will expect that either. He thinks his blade is very fast. He thinks like they won't have it.
He could think just based on Repel has high charge.
He
that
might.
The winning team.
He might, but he also might think that fight ended really fast.
Crimson probably, yeah, he used it anyway.
Early Cole,
He used it
early
before the
Cole.
play.
If we stay alive, that's a big hit from game 2. He's hitting that goes before now. This is actually a really bad fight for us. They win this fight only off Cole lessons. Next fight, we go with Blade and Cole. We should be able to do well against it, unless Dante misplays and doesn't get a kill off.
See, at least during the Cole, they didn't build their other ults during this fight. They got 1 kill right away, and that was on Gamsu or by Gamsu. So we only got a little bit of shatter.
Yeah.
So now, like the K didn't build Blade during that time, so we still have an advantage here. We're gonna try and take it to point with our call.
It's hard for me.
We don't die here.
It's hard for me to like commentate this as we go because I'm also trying to I'm also getting upset if we make mistakes because like it's my team and I'm thinking about stuff
It's a high stress situation.
Yeah, it's high stress for me. This is not like it would be so much easier to commentate a normal game that wasn't my team because I'd be able to just analyze it and not. If they make a mistake, I wouldn't mind. But I want my team to play the best they can play, and if we make a mistake, it's
a lot of their players are low. If we can find that,
we end up using Blade and Cole, and they only used Cole.
Yeah.
They also used a shatter that we didn't see. That we blocked it, so it was good by us.
It's a lot on Blase right now. Trying to get a kill.
Blase found a really nice pick on Paintbrush. They have no beat for this. Dante's fighting full support. They used the Blade. We countered it with the beat. They ended up using Blade and Reaper. We countered it with just beat alone. We shouldn't use anything else.
Sometimes Dante just pulls out his MVP performance and then just carries the fight. I mean, that's what you need from players like Dante. When your back's against the wall and the game's not looking good, it takes is one big play. Look at his blade percent now.
This is why you have players like Dante on your team that can make big plays when you need them the most. He came in clutch, found Paintbrush. They still have beat, unfortunately, but his name is not that funny. He found them. Dante is exceptionally well finding his own value. I think that's why he's really
wasted Flux.
They end up using Flux. They solo got Juxie in it.
Okay.
We still have good ult, so we still can win this. Dante,
I'd rather have the Moira.
We still have beat. We end up using only Moira, Shatter, and Halo. Really big Shatter by Hydration. This fight should be ours in the back. Dante's not going to use Blade. He's really
they used double support ult there too. So did we, but now we have the other.
Next fight, they don't have any way to answer this next fight. We're going to Flux and we're going to Blade in the Flux. We're going to kill everyone in the air. It's going to be reliable.
Yeah. We're going to have to try and build the other ults too.
We're gonna look to build.
They swapped Sombra.
They're gonna only look to hack our Sigma here. We really are. This is the case where Repel looks for the Sombra, tries to stop the hack animation. Insta flux.
We might not even need the blade.
We probably won't even blade here. We still if we come down here, we blade it anyways. It's still good.
Okay.
KFC uses Shatter. We lose hydration. This is a really good blade still. We need to make the trades. Even if Dante dies here, we still have the man advantage because we used blade. We found the trades. They used.
Could we have survived without blade? There?
I don't think we could have survived without blade.
Okay. Genji ult coming out from them soon. Doesn't look like we have any other ults. It's gonna be interesting how the next fight goes.
Definitely getting close to the final fight. Either way.
Oh, Blase got hacked right away. Mecha's 1 HP is not looking good. Counter pin. Alright, so it looks like we're going to last fight.
We're gonna be scrambling to get back.
Yeah. We're going to be scrambling. They get last fight. What's the situation looking like?
This next fight's really bad for us. We only have coalescence and we don't have beat yet. It's going to be really hard for us to build beat with a short amount of time. We only have 18 seconds to
while
touch the
thinking
point.
they have EMP.
And they have 3 big ults. They have Flux, they have Blade, they have Coal. They're going to go fast with the coalescence. We're going to look to cancel it, but they're going to try to protect the Moira as much as possible. They have the Blade and the Flux. We really need to build this beat, but it's going to be super hard for us to build this beat. We have 5 seconds to touch the point, so it's going to be a chaotic touch. Right now they find the Coal, they find the Flux. Everyone's sitting to the ground. They have big hole. Here comes the blade. So we found the hack on decay. Could be really big still. We found the pick on no. Here they still have.
C9. Oh. Moira was on the point, dude.
We ended up C9ing.
Ugh. That's so bad.
That doesn't feel good.
If we win that fight, we win the series.
I think
we won
that fight. I think we won that fight if we touched the point. Oh, that's so bad.
It feels really bad to lose when you beat up yourself, not losing to the other team. And I felt like that fight, we played it really well. The only thing we made a mistake on was that we didn't touch the point. Like, we had the ult economy built up. We had the solution to win. We just forgot to touch the point. We weren't ready for the percentage. We made a big mistake here.
Wow. They almost had an instant replay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to say.
That's rough.
It's rough.
What can you do? That's what it is. Sometimes you just don't touch the point.
Yeah. All right. They already have this ready. Wow. They knew. I think. No. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, well,
Sometimes it just goes that way.
yeah,
It's unlucky.
here's what it is. It's a good match, close, neck and neck,
Yeah.
down to the wire. It sucks to lose that way, but how it goes
Definitely.
sometimes. So I just want to thank Overwatch League for giving us the opportunity, this co-streaming opportunity. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys liked it. Thanks for everyone watching and give us all your questions. Be sure to subscribe to the Overwatch League official channel to see our match next week, I think, against Washington Justice.
Yep.
Thanks, big shout out to GameStop for helping us set this whole thing up. So, gotta love those guys and
For sure.
the rest of our sponsors too. So I think that's, I think that's about it for us for now. And hopefully we can do this again. And if we do, be sure to tune in and check out check out the stuff that we have coming up on our Twitter. Yeah, be sure to follow our Twitter too. We're doing a lot of trying to do a lot of fun stuff for our fans.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.